What the fuck is it going on, everybody? We're playing Minecraft today. We're doing Reddit stories. What kind of Reddit stories? Well, we'll find out here in a couple seconds when I get it up. But, my boner aside, we are here with
We're
the
doing Reddit stories.
talkative, vagina Pandamara, who's Panda
Jesus
Tales
Christ,
on
dude.
Twitch. We also are joined again with my good friend Zero Dark DC. And he doesn't like his full title. So we're gonna not call him that, I guess. We're here with Zero and Panda. How the fuck is it going?
Hello.
Panda, I've been having to meaning to talk to you about something on stream for a very long time. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
Alright, cool. You ever heard of Panda Pool?
Panda pool? No.
I need you to Google that right now.
Okay, give me a second. My computer's kind of freaking
Because
out.
that's a real Marvel character. That's a panda dressed as Deadpool. And I need to know what kind of infringement you've been doing. What you're doing is illegal, Panda. Or you should introduce this character. You've never thought about Panda Pool? You didn't know they existed? It's crazy to me.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Oh. Okay, it's working. Okay, again. Sorry, guys. I'm back. And I just looked up Panda pool. Look at Clubhead. Oh.
It's Panda. That's also Deadpool.
Hello. Yeah?
Have you never experienced this character before?
No. I love Deadpool, though.
I know, because your channel points. It's constantly asking Deadpool to fuck people with baby knife.
Have I ever said don't swallow?
Fucking what? We doing stream share? Or chat share,
Before,
whatever
but
the
don't
fuck that is?
swallow.
Yeah, give me a sec.
But today we're covering some Reddit stories. I went and grabbed some more stuff like Tales from Retail, Tales from the Front Desk, and some other goodies that I'm gonna hang on to for when Zero is the most depressed and needs a pick me up.
The most depressed. Oh.
You guys got anything you want to shout out while we're doing like mid rolls and stuff? Hey, if you have your own user stories,
Yeah,
you
I wanna shout out not doing shout outs constantly. It's amazing to not do them.
Oh. Okay.
You pretty much shout out everything yesterday.
Yeah,
I wanna
good.
shout out air, it's great. Keeps me
Air
alive.
is so good.
Awesome.
It's like filled with oxygen
So
that
good.
you need to breathe. I appreciate that about air. I really do. I had a nervous tick and kept saying shout out because I was doing public reading. What the fuck were you doing? Getting killed by zombies in Arntor?
Yes. That's exactly what I was doing. Oh, thank you, Panda.
So, hello?
Yeah, hi.
Man,
Ah.
how's
Can
your
you hear
levels?
us?
Computer's still doing the thing. I'm here.
Oh no.
Is it doing it because you're downloading Arc?
You guys.
Oh no. It's because she's still downloading Arc is what it is, I think.
Fucking God, please. Alright, well, they're getting that situated. I'll explain what we're doing. Today, and amongst this, the second time we're doing it, we are covering. I don't know if are you live yet?
Yes, I'm live.
Okay, so it's not just for my benefit. Okay. Today, what we're doing is going over Reddit stories. We've got a bunch of stories from other communities, whether they're the saved posts or just posts from the community in general. The last
That's
time.
essentially the request for Twitch.
Okay. The last time we did a like game store horror stories. I forgot my camera was on, so I could talk with the camera. Last time we did like game store horror stories, and we did a little bit of Am I the Asshole, which is always fun.
Hi, guys. So I moved over to my phone because my computer is still freaking out, but I am here.
Awesome.
I need you to mute the Twitch application.
Yes.
All right. Let's see, what do we got? Where do we want to start here? We got Am I the Asshole? Ask Reddit. Bad choices, good. Oh, that one turned out to be a failure. I'm just gonna remove that one right away. That one was just.
Which one?
Bad choices, good stories. That one was just about like fucking. That one turned really political. That's all it is, and I'm not a fan of it. It's an interesting. It's a really good concept, you know, but it's just politics. I'm not trying to do that shit. Ghost stories, horror stories, malicious compliance, which I think you'll like. Military stories, nice guys.
Say malicious appliance.
Malicious compliance,
Oh,
which is like,
compliance, yeah.
oh, they fucked me over and told me to do the thing, so I did the thing, but in a way that benefits me and is their downfall. That kind of thing. It's where remember your manager's
Yeah, I know. I know what you're talking about.
policies. Yeah. We also have military stories, nice guys, shower thoughts, stories, story times with Reddit. I think is what.
I still don't. The nice guys thing. I still kind of feel like a lot of those are made up.
Yeah, you've had time to recover. They're too real and they hurt every time.
Yes. Actually, maybe Panda can comment more on that.
I'll comment on anything. I'm very opinionated.
Very opinionated. Yep, I'm playing different games. I'm playing hardcore. He's playing Minecraft. We're gonna talk about stuff.
And I'm just in the room.
We also have Tinder and scary
Panda's
stories.
computer's going through her its Alzheimer's phase.
Tales from retail and tales from the front desk. Zero, where do you want to start?
Ask me. No, it's gonna be the asshole ones. Am I the asshole?
Ones? You relate to the asshole ones?
Yeah,
Dude, am
Yes,
I the
I do.
asshole ones are good.
All right.
they're very good.
This up here.
Also, what is up, Jamex? Welcome in, bud.
Jamex. I saw your dog this morning on, I think, Twitter. Why does your dog have human eyes? Why does it look like it wants to haunt me?
Jamex's dog has seen some things.
Oh my god. Let's see. Am I the asshole for not booking a makeup artist for my mother-in-law on my wedding day?
No. Next one.
I'm gonna. Well, I mean, you could choose like top 3, and then we maybe choose between the 1 and 3, and then go through it, and then put our opinions in.
Alright. I was doing trending. Top. Is that today? I think that's today. Top of today. Because this is a very popular Reddit. Am I the asshole for banning my partner's mom and brother from staying with us again?
Okay, they need context in that one, so maybe go with that
There's
one.
no- okay. My dog is a person in disguise. Alright. Just fair warning, my voice is a little rough today. And my mic is garbage and I need a boom mic. And all these things are horrible. Here we go. My partner and I recently moved into my grandmother's property, which we're renting. We've been together for over 4 years, but I've never had a good relationship with his family, despite trying. His mom believes I took him from her. Ew. His brother stayed
Go on.
His brother stayed with us for a week. While things were fine at first, he and my boyfriend had a fight. Alright, so the brothers fought. When they went for a walk to talk it out, his brother spent the whole time insulting both of us, calling us fat, saying no one likes me, and that he stops, and that I'm going nowhere in life. I'm really upset and wanted him to leave. We compromised and said that he could stay another night if he stopped smoking weed in the apartment. Something I had already asked him to do multiple times. When I told him to leave his weed pen in the kitchen, he called his mom, and they both started raging at me, telling me they hate me and that I'm a terrible person, and my boyfriend and I both ended up in tears. After that, I told my boyfriend earlier his mom and his brother staying with us. Jesus Christ! How is this a question?
Oh, keep going.
No, that's it. After that, I told my boyfriend I don't want his mom or brother staying with us again, and I'm done trying to build a relationship with them, even if they clearly might like me. Am I the asshole? That's the whole fucking story. Is my
well.
my brother-in-law showed up and berated me in my home, and I asked him to leave. What the fuck?
So, from that story, it seems like there's some boundaries that are not being talked about. Like, it sounds like she's saying some boundaries, but it's not really being followed through. And on the note of the boyfriend, is it boyfriend or husband?
It's a husband.
Husband. On the note of the husband, he should be communicating with his wife more on boundaries and what she approves and not. And they should have been talking about this but before they got married, on what they don't like or prefer or think if it's bad between recreational use and not. It seems like she is against marijuana, from how I'm understanding it. So it was just fine. There are people like that. But honestly, there is a boundary talking that's not being talked about.
I don't think there's any question. This is just like, yeah, the brother-in-law showed up and threw a bottle at my head. And then am I the asshole? Like, what the fuck? If someone shows up
Yeah,
to your
one's,
house,
that
and
one's pretty cut and dry.
so that was like 16 hours ago. That one wasn't like new or anything. I'm gonna go. with
Also,
my-
that dude should be standing up for his wife, and he's not. If he's still allowing them to stay there, that's kind of.
And honestly, it sounds like she's a big time people pleaser, and this is why she doesn't feel like she's validated in her boundaries of her own home space. So that's why she's asking this question. So she really needs to get a little bit of confidence in her, because she's definitely validated having her boundaries, but it sounds like nobody is validating her, and that's the role of the husband, should be validating her. But apparently he is more of a mama's boy, that I'm gonna treat my wife like a queen.
You got all that from a paragraph? I
Yeah.
think once
It's boundaries, bud.
I think once the brother-in-law just called her fat, I'm like, all right, get the fuck out of my life. Just
Exactly.
like
If you
sincerely.
can't respect my spouse or my significant other, you don't need to be
just
around me.
cut
bud.
ties with that fucking person. I understand a lot of familial bonds is stronger than people give it credit for, but if that person is genuinely bad for you, remove yourself from that situation as quickly as you can. Is there anything else to say about that one? I think so. That was. I'm gonna sort by this year instead. I found some good ones right away.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. The top one is. This is from Possible Soil 3886. When do we get to the part where someone pulls out their Glock? I don't know. I hope soon. Maybe not. It might be against TOS. Am I the asshole for spending my son's university fund on a trip to Europe to drink beer like I always threatened, instead of giving it to his stepbrother after he passed away? That is a lot of words. You want me to read that one
Wait.
again?
Wait, hold on. She has her son's fund for university that she spent on drinking abroad instead of giving it to her son's. Yeah, read it again.
Alright. Am I the asshole for spending my son's university fund on a trip to Europe to drink beer like I always said I would, instead of giving it to his stepbrother after he passed away? Oh, hang on. So the son died, and the stepbrother wanted it.
Depends. Well, that would be your stepson.
So I'll read
Whose
the
money
story.
is it?
The passed away son.
So, but it was the dad's money that he was saving for his son that passed away.
So I don't know if it was a sick. I'll read it and we'll go over it because
Okay.
I think you're right. So it's the kid's money, and they wrote it. He passed away. The passed away son. Well, yes, that one, the dead one.
So they adopted a son, but their current son
That's a
passed away,
stepson.
so the stepson wanted the money for himself.
I'm having an anxiety-ridden stroke reading this. Okay, here we go. My son was smart, smarter than me. I almost immediately requested a paternity test because he was so damn intelligent. That is a joke. My ex and I divorced when he was about 12. She remarried when he was 14. I did when he was 16. I had an RESP, which set up for him, which is an education fund in Canada. Okay, so it's something that generates money over time.
He's set up for his son, yes.
As long as he went for post-secondary education, he could use the money for anything. I always told him that I was okay with him not going to university. That way I could use the money I saved up for him to go to Belgium and buy some beer from monks that only allow you to buy one case.
So this was something that was already
It's an
predetermined, was
That this was going to the
either use the money for school or I'm going to take this and go to England.
Yeah, as like a joking thing between a parent and a child.
Okay.
I think this is a reminiscent thing, you know. It's something that it's a casual family joke, right? I always told him he knew I was joking, and he always played along. He wouldn't let me get his goat. This kid wanted to go to higher education. Okay. When he got accepted to McGill, it was the proudest moment of my life. I took him out for a beer to celebrate his achievement and mourn the loss of my trip to Europe. My son was struck and killed by a drunk driver in March. I'm dealing with it. My ex is dealing with it. My wife has been nothing but my rock in this. She is holding me up. I was dealing with the funeral arrangements and everything when my ex came in to talk to me about his money. She knew he had a scholarship and was just going to use the money for living expenses and an emergency fund. She asked me what I was going to do with it. I said I was going to do what I always said I would. I was going to Europe to drink beer. She asked if she could have it for her stepson. I thought about it and said no. Her husband is a decent enough person, but he made it clear that he wasn't responsible for any expenses for my son. So it's pretty adult.
That's fair.
Beyond food and shelter and stuff, obviously, like I said, he's decent. I said I was not going to do that. I was going to drink beer in my son's honor. She says I'm wasting thousands of dollars, and I guess I am. But I have to give back the government portion of the fund. I have to give back the government a portion of the fund, but I don't care. My ex thinks I'm being stupid and irresponsible wasting my son's money like this. I don't care. My son would laugh his ass off if he knew I actually did it.
Yeah, it's 100% his money. She has no claim to it whatsoever, and it doesn't matter what he does with it. So, waste is kind of perspective. She's just not getting what she wants.
Well, it's also on the boundary of that the kid, the stepbrother of the ex-wife, is not blood related and has never. It depends on the context of have you ever cared for that stepchild or taken care of that stepchild.
This is the other child.
His ex's husband's child, so
Yeah.
it has nothing to do with this guy.
And that guy has been super upfront about the fact that he's like, no, just you don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, that's not my kid. I'm not going to do that.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, it's his child's dead. He doesn't have any more children to take care of. It would be different if he had another child to take care of, but because he has no more children to take care of, RIP, but honestly, he has the right to do with whatever he wants. He has his ex-wife has no entitlement to any of his money.
I think
None whatsoever. He's not an asshole for
I
that.
think I really like the idea of even not knowing who the kid was. The fact that he knows his son would be laughing about it. It would have been.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's honoring someone in that kind of way is the most important way you can do it. It's how they want to be remembered.
It definitely not the asshole on this.
We don't come across we have yet to come across an actual asshole.
I feel like a lot of people that would be considered assholes in these things, to make
Write
sure
the
we're welcome to
story.
join us, by the way.
Write the
We're in
stories
Discord.
themselves.
would take it down once they realized that everybody was against them too.
So on this particular subreddit, there is a voting system, and it's asshole or not the asshole. I know every time because I read the top of that. We have yet to come across anyone who's been voted the asshole by the majority of the subreddit itself. You only get
I've had a few in the past because I follow some podcasts that do this too, and it's pretty interesting.
am I the asshole for not giving my sister my wife's clothes?
Oh.
My wife was a corporate lawyer and a mediator. Oh god. She had some very nice workloads. She was diagnosed with ovarian cancer and was gone in 2 years. Oh god. The last 6 months of her life were hell. Alright. Let that one breathe. How you guys doing? Nice morning conversations with our friends here. My sister Sarah didn't do jack shit for us during that time. My wife never liked her. I do not like her. She is a selfish cow. Out of my wife's wake, she started asking about my wife's clothes, and I brushed her off. She wanted to pick out a few pieces to remember my wife by, and I ignored her. It's been 6 months, and I've attended my wife's birthday, but I'm still not in the mood to deal with people. Then Sarah comes and asks about my wife's clothes. I told her my wife wanted me to donate them to a women's shelter, and she often helped. It will help women in need with their own court cases, court appointments, and job interviews. Hell yeah. My sister Sarah said my wife was even selfish in death. I asked her what the fuck she meant by that, when she started going off on me about how my wife always thought she was better than her, and it's not fair that the clothes are going to a charity and not my family. I told my sister I'd rather see my clothes lit on fire than on her back. My sister started crying, and my mom came over to see what was wrong. My mom told me to be easy on my sister because she was taking my wife's death hard. Okay, that's something. The fucking insanity that was coming out of my mom's mouth made me want to grab my gift and leave. My mom acts like I had to ruin her birthday by being melodramatic. I can't believe their emotional blackmail towards me over fucking clothes that they have no right to.
Yep. Nope, I wouldn't have a mother or a sister at that point. That would be the end of that.
Jesus.
I'd be like, bye, and get the hell out of my house.
So not the asshole there. Why is she so? My question is, why is she so hung up on the clothes? Does she want to be his wife? Because that's the only question. I understand missing
It's,
Damn, I didn't
someone
even
because
think of
they're-
that.
It's a dominance
Well-
thing. It's more what I get out of it. It's like, well, she's fucking dead. What does she need it for? And they're expensive clothes. They're material possessions.
But why?
the
Why does she
sister
want to dress
saw.
up like his wife?
It's not like his wife. It's the clothes. It's not that it's the wife clothes. It's that person's clothes. The fact that they're married doesn't really matter
don't
as much
know.
into it. It's she didn't like that person. I'm gonna take something from this dead person, and it's mine now, and they valued them. It's
So I see where you're coming at that point,
You
but
think it's an
from where I'm
incest
coming
thing?
from, I think she is fantasizing about a brother.
you
I
picked up
understand
incest
keeping.
vibes?
Let me talk, Red.
Not sure.
Listen,
So,
I didn't even think of that, but yeah, it's
So-
stranger things will happen.
so maybe she I understand missing somebody and wanting having something of them, but you can have like a necklace and earrings, a purse, something like that, shoes
She
maybe.
explicitly
That's sort of
wants her business clothes.
where-
This is a lawyer, so they're usually pretty form fitting. If you're not the same size and build as the person, you usually can't wear them. Am I wrong?
no, that is true. There
I
are
know they
certain
can be
size-
adjusted to a certain degree, but
I mean, if the sister was the same size as the wife, yeah, okay, the business clothes. But yeah, I was thinking it was all the clothes, and like no, she's trying to mimic imagery of his wife, and it's a little much.
it's.
But
such
if
a-
it was just business clothes, I understand because business clothes are very fucking expensive for women. But they are form tailored fitted, so I don't know why she would want somebody else's business clothes, especially if she's either bigger or smaller. That's a huge like price tag to get them altered.
That's such an interesting. I don't think me or Zero it didn't even cross our mind. We're like, this bitch just wants to one up someone who she had beef with.
No.
And it was very much.
One upping somebody by female standards is by getting something that looks a little bit more expensive than the other previous person. Be like, oh look, I'm better than you. Not wanting to be identical to that person because that's just copying at that point, and it's not a good look.
I guess. Zero, what do you think about the female perspective?
Wow. You wanna wind that question down a bit for me?
I don't know. Do you think?
I think that the sister crossed the line twice. Because first off, if you're talking to me about my dead significant other's clothing at the funeral,
You're
I'm
a piece of
probably
shit.
not
Yeah.
going to talk to you anyway.
Yeah.
You're a horrible
Oh,
person,
wait,
and I don't
it was
want
at
anything to
the
do with you.
funeral?
Yeah, it was at the funeral, and
Yeah,
then
she
again
mentioned it at
wife's
the funeral.
anniversary.
Oh, I
Fuck that
I
person.
don't know. She is definitely trying to overstep her boundaries with her own brother.
Oh
Oh,
my
that
God!
is
Stop saying it like that.
no, but like seeing it from my point of view, that is how it is. If you're asking on specific dates, not any other day, like the anniversary of death or at funeral and stuff, instead of all the other days, which you have 360.
She asked the first time at the funeral, and then the second time on the wife's birthday that they're celebrating.
It
because
depends on
the-
how far apart the birthday is, because if the birthday is a month later, she had all that time to ask. But if it's like immediately after, but pushing the fact is pushing the fact, girl. If he says no, it's a no. And people, there's other people in need.
And
of those
fuck the mother for being like, oh, your sister's taking your wife's death hard.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Fuck you.
That goes so
I-
that begs the question: how many times did the mother take the sister's side over
There's
the
a
brother?
there's a crazy amount of crazy moms in this subreddit specifically that are just like,
Yep.
you upset your sister, and it's just like, all she does is cry. What the fuck are you on about? All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna skip that one. Am I the asshole for not being friendly with my partner's daughter now that they've warmed up to me? Warmed up is in quotes. You guys ready?
Yep.
Okay. This is from The Mothman Cometh, which is a name that's familiar to me for some reason. I'm 42, dating Tim, who's 59. He's a widow. Okay. So this is a lady,
Okay.
lady OP, and she is married to a 59-year-old man whose wife passed away. I'm a bartender. I know what it looks like. His two daughters thought the same thing, but he's broke as a joke, and I've got a trust fund. So actually, no. All right, so it's not marriage for money. Get that out of the way, I guess. He's broke because his late wife got cancer 3 times. Holy shit. He ran up 6 credit cards, second mortgage on the house, cashed out his retirement and everything, and anything to get her the treatment she needed, and then to get the treatment enough to see both daughters married. His daughters live 6 hours away. We drove to them for Christmas last year and the year before. They ignored me and dragged Tim away when he tried to include me, and prevented their husbands from making even small talk with me by talking over me. Oh no. So this one's gonna be rough. In the first year, Tim chastised them. They apologized to him, not to me. They blamed the pain of seeing their dad with a woman who wasn't their mom. Year 2,
Which is a legitimate thing, yes.
yeah, it's that one's rough. The second year, they did it again. This year, I told him not again. He could go. I would never ask him to not see his daughters for Christmas, but I'm staying here. Tim doesn't love the idea because me going with him means we can share the responsibility of driving when his back starts to bother. He doesn't like flying either. Okay, so they want to drive 6 hours. He wants someone with him because he knows that his back is going to be fucked. Which is
Yeah, and she doesn't want to be treated like shit. I gotcha.
it's both of them realistic goal. Like, I know good husband will do this, but goddamn, get that man an Advil or something. His
Yeah, but that begs.
Sorry.
Sorry.
So we're almost there. We're about halfway. His 2010 Death Trap is starting to go anyway, so I leased him a comfy luxury ride. My brother had a dealership. All right, so she leased him a more comfortable car to help with his back. That's pretty nice. That's a good what's the term where two people come to an agreement? Partisanship? Compromise. That's
Compromise?
That's the word I'm looking for. She gets him a nicer car so his back won't be fucked up from driving back and forth. He called the girls, super excited that he'd be able to see them more, without having to worry about his back. The girls then blew up and accused him of spending their mother's money on a bullshit house and a car to impress some bimbo bartender. Didn't even offer them a dime for their weddings. Oh my god. In the ensuing arguments, it came out that they assumed there had been a life insurance policy, nor did they have any idea about the credit card debt or the second mortgage that the house was underwater on. And that Tim was looking at foreclosure and bankruptcy until he moved in with me, so she's pretty much keeping him afloat. They did not
Yes.
realize it was my house, that he pays no bills, save the water bill, man takes excessive showers, and shared groceries. Now the girls want my number. They are sorry I felt lonely on Christmas. They want to come visit and stay with us next year, conveniently in the summer. I live near a beach. I've told Tim I have absolutely not giving out my number. I'm happy to be polite if they come to visit Tim, but we're not going to be friends. If they had talked to me for even 2 seconds, they'd have understood. I'm not shy about admitting the one thing I contribute to my blessed financial state is not developing a crippling coke addiction like my cousin Danny did. Jesus, fucking Danny under the bus.
Yeah,
Tim-
seriously.
Tim thinks I'm being too unforgiving. They would have warmed up to me eventually, but knowing how generous I am, being with their father has made them warm up quicker. I maintain I don't care about it now or later. They had their chance to not be catty brats over incorrect assumptions that I was taking advantage of them. Am I the asshole?
Oh, this is getting me fired up. Oh, this is getting me fired up. First of all, those ungrateful brats. I swear to God, they have no respect. And second of all, is he defending her behind her back? Because I want to see this from the point of view of him talking without her around to his
Well,
daughters on how he talks about his wife to them. Because honestly, he should have shut that ass down as soon as they started up and not leave his wife on Christmas. He is an asshole.
But she doesn't want to go.
Yeah, but he should be like, well, you're treating my wife with disrespect. If she's not going, I'm not going.
Well,
End of line. Happy wife, happy life.
It's so this
Mm,
one's
hello,
got
buddy.
this one is that your
Let's
guys
talk
entering
true.
the-
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. This one's a little more mixed. I think the first year I would be a little weird about, my mom just passed away. There is a new woman, and this is the first year she's at the family get together. I understand being a little, awkward about it. I don't know necessarily how in depth the shunning necessarily got. I think that's kind of shitty, but like not entirely ununderstandable,
No, there's context missing there. Like we're only getting one side story, obviously, and I understand like the first year there's a new person. I understand that. I get that from your point of view. And the second year you're kind of like on the borderline. But after that, if the harassment is still going up to that, and they're not even treating her like another human, unless she's doing evil things to your daughters behind your back, you should be making sure that you're nipping that shit in the butt. If the stepmom, which is his new wife, is not being nice to the children, it's another story. But again, we're only hearing one side of the story.
I think it's very much a case of you don't understand what's gonna go through a guy's like that's head when you it's basically like ruining yourself financially just to have a few more years with someone you loved is something humans shouldn't be going through, but it's just the state of the world. I don't know what the first wife would be thinking, like what do you talk to your partner about, knowing that you might be on your way out? Do you hold on to that thing where you're like, I hope you never love again? That's what I want to know, is because that can be crushing, I'm gonna pass away and my husband's gonna go find someone else. That's not, but it's, I don't know. Someone else interject here. I'm kind of just stammering.
Give me a second. My connection just bonked.
So, I mean, on my point of view, it kind of goes back to like we don't have a lot of details and it feels like we're missing a lot. But
Well,
Was he
it
dating this girl before or after his wife died?
Probably after. I'd assume after.
But we don't get these contacts because, like, of course, yes, he used a lot. He used all of his money and stuff to spend time with his wife before she died and stuff, and that's a very romantic and sad. I mean, but he's now. Is he flaunting his new wife's money as his own, or is he actually trying to, like?
I feel like
Maybe.
she would have said that he was doing that. It doesn't seem like she's the type that would be like, oh, he's like taking advantage of it.
But she kept
Especially if
bringing
you're
it
going
up.
to.
Well, it seems
Yeah,
like
well,
the-
she's upset, so
yeah,
it makes
it's
sense.
like the daughters keep bringing it up. It's like you're only fucking him for his money. He has no money. They don't know about that he's essentially destitute.
But that's the
I think-
thing. It's like, wouldn't he admit to his daughters? Be
What
like,
is up,
"Look,
Faith?"
that's tough."
But yeah, I mean, how do you
Um,
admit to your daughters? Oh, by the way, your mom's dead, and I also bankrupted us, and I'm foreclosing on our childhood home. That's
Well, you
that's a
could-
rougher
Okay,
thing to bring up.
So hang on a sec, because if you're doing it because you're trying to buy your wife more time or to save her, it's what the fuck ever. It's a house, you could live in an apartment, it doesn't matter. Life is more important.
Mhm.
But it comes down to the kids were going through. I have a hard time with this one because the kids were definitely going through an issue with the fact that they just lost their mom. That's
And
fine.
they're adults.
I
too.
didn't
They're
I didn't
married
catch
they're
how
married and
long.
have their own homes.
It doesn't matter if you're an adult. If you lose your parents, you're losing your parents.
Well, no, but
What I'm saying is, how long of a time frame was he with this woman, where they were still treating her like shit, and thinking that they can get away with it?
Yeah, that's
Like a little bit of time. A little bit of time is okay because it's like, all right, you're going through some trouble. You're seeing your dad with the new woman. Obviously, there's some shit going on. Obviously, you're gonna have stirred up feelings. But how long did those feelings? Like, how long did they lean into that? Because if it was like a year while they were dating, maybe it's a little bit more understandable. Like, okay, a year, maybe this woman's being a little overreactive.
I mean, they live 6 hours away. You're not gonna see him all the time. Maybe
Well, I
just
can give-
once,
well, no,
once or
I-
twice a year. And even
I mean,
that,
time
yeah.
in general. Like,
Yeah.
how long has it been that they've been together?
And also, when did
Does
they
it say
start
that?
dating? Did they start dating after the wife got dead, or a year after? 'Cause-
I want to assume that it was after she had passed. I don't.
But-
Yeah, how
This
shitty would it be
bravery
if he was
is-
just dating while his wife's like going through cancer treatment? Like, that's horrible.
But even so, there is a period after a death of a spouse that you need to wait before you start dating again. Because if you immediately start dating, that puts into question: is were you cheating on your spouse beforehand, or were you unfaithful?
Yeah, absolutely.
The tea is piping. Who are we talking about?
This person.
We're,
talking
we're
about
doing
Tim.
Reddit. Yeah, we're doing
So-
Reddit. Am I the assholes?
So I understand not wanting to be disrespected and stuff, but it depends. There's a lot of variables that we're not getting to be able to fully say if that person. Like, I understand you don't want to be disrespected, but there's also a point of how soon did you start dating this man after his wife died, and how young are these children? Because if they're adults, I understand.
They are
you don't wanna be
adults.
lonely.
They own their own homes and have their own significant others.
Okay,
They're married.
okay. So they're
So
not
they're over
like
18.
impressionable childs. Okay. I mean, it all depends on how long you waited until you got with this man.
I don't
honestly.
feel like each person's different, and it shouldn't matter too
The
much.
time
You're right.
time
yes.
is definitely a factor here
Yeah.
in every
Also, the
situation so
hus-
far.
The husband not backing up his wife. Like, this is a whole
But
thing.
he is, though.
Like,
Look at
nah.
Well, so it's
He
the
left
first time
her on
he's not in the
Christmas.
room and they're being catty towards her, you know. Also, wait, no. So hang on. The first time it happens, they apologize to him, so he's aware of the issue and addresses it and has them
But did they
apologize.
apologize to her?
No,
No,
because they're cunts.
but he can't force them to do that. If they're adults, they have to do that on their own. But if
he
he's
could-
put the effort in to be like, hey, you can't do that, you need to apologize to her, that is his end of that responsibility.
Well, yeah.
And I think
no,
that she
but,
would
like,
be in the right for being like, nah, they had their chance, fuck them.
Well, yeah, that goes into the choices. they apologized to him, did he like the thing is, did he immediately say no? I don't want the apologize. You need to apologize to her and like be like until this is done.
A lot of this gets
boundaries.
lost in the sauce that is the awkward family Christmas party where no one wants confrontation unless you're fucking Zero's family, where they yell at each other as a sport.
Jesus Christ, Red.
Wow, you are throwing him under the bus.
There's no bus. They drove themselves under willingly. I don't like confrontation, personally. Especially in a familial social situation. But you're there for an afternoon. You drove 6 hours back and forth. Just fucking take the apology and leave, and don't come back. And she didn't. She went back.
I really appreciate the intimidation factor that you try to have. It's just in my head you're like 4 foot and you just yeah.
I watched you get scared of a
I can't look at Faith as somebody to be intimidated by. She's like, confrontation's my middle name. I'm like,
I love you, Faith.
So what's the veto? What's the verdict here?
I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, Faith, because but I just.
So okay, after we know the
nice.
story again, can you tell the title again, just so I can make a debate?
Am I the asshole for not being friendly with my parents' daughters?
Faith
with
says
my
she loves
partner's
you.
Daughters, now that they've warmed up to. No, she's not the asshole. They
No,
had their
she's not
chance.
the
They
asshole.
decided to be catty. People aren't entitled to you being friends with them just because you're dating someone they know.
And they're not
I
entitled.
feel like I want to say
replace
she's not an
their
asshole
summer.
here.
Yeah.
But that could change very quickly with just more information on either side.
Well, also with the daughters wanting to use the stepmom's house in the summer because she lives on a beach.
I mean, that
after
might be an
But see,
assumption.
they said, hey, we'll come down in the summer. She said that she just so happens to live by a thing. She didn't say they plan to go to the
explicitly
beach. That
went,
was an
we're
assumption.
going to go
Yeah.
beach and we're gonna that's one of those things where
That felt like an assumption, yeah.
That's what it is. But two people don't openly talk to each other like that. Things are just assumed, and you assume the worst of a person when you have bad blood with them.
Yeah, you have bad experience with them. You assume that everything that they're doing is negative. Yeah.
All right, are we ready for the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Am I the asshole for telling my dad there will be no making up for missing my high school graduation? Let's get this out in the open.
Oh, I can relate to this one.
Let's get out in the open right now. Whose parents didn't make it? I got both mine.
My father opted out so that he could go to his girlfriend's daughter's graduation stuff instead of mine, who, funny enough, also graduated from the same high school I did, but he couldn't go to mine. He had to go to his girlfriend's daughter's. But go on, let's talk about this one. I won't be biased, I promise.
I had half
promise.
my family come to mine.
What was that, Panda?
I had both my parents and half my family to mine.
I had
Oh, yeah.
I had my mother's side and her grandparents.
Hey Hazel,
and
what is
my
up?
dad showed up and watched from afar like a Batman villain, which I approved of. He wasn't broody, but he was that thing in the cemetery where the cool guy's watching from afar. You know what I mean? He's like, he was the best cop in the force back when I was on the force, did not retire. So I don't know. I understand. It's a once in a lifetime thing too. I mean, maybe college graduation, but like high school happened once. Thank God. Ugh. All right, this is
Anyway,
from this.
start.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Start the story.
All right, this is from user Big Swan 5867. These are all great names. I'm an 18-year-old male graduating high school at the end of this month. My dad dropped a bomb on me 2 nights ago that his stepdaughter, a 14-year-old female, has an award ceremony for some competition she entered and won it in another state on the same day that she really wants him to be there. He told me that he couldn't possibly make it to both, and since his wife and their children together will be going, he needed to be there too. He told me that he would make it up to me and we would celebrate another time. Ooh, so hang on. I'm immediately kind of okay with that.
Yeah, that's almost exactly what I just said.
So
Which
her
is
mom-
your
Yeah.
stepsister stuff is more important. I'm going there, except in my case, it wasn't even my stepfather
Yeah.
or my stepsister.
I mean, but like the dad saying he'll make it up
I'm-
to you, I would kind of be on board. Because personally, we'll
No.
finish. You know what? We'll finish this in it. I'll get to
Finish
my
this
my
one.
rant in a
So I
second.
said I wouldn't be. I said I wouldn't be biased, but this is gonna be a little difficult not to as close as this is to.
I'm biased is okay. It's us talking. Who gives a shit?
I already have an opinion, but I'm gonna wait.
We're gonna wait to the end. Everyone wait. I have stuff too. We're gonna wait to the end. Everyone wait. I still live with him, not for much longer, because he's 18. My mom died when I was 7, and my dad got remarried again when I was 11 or 12. It's been a few years anyway. My stepdaughter never knew her biological father, so my dad accepted her as his own. And he has prioritized her a lot in the last 5 to 6 years. Doesn't always show in the most obvious ways, but it can be felt. Father and son time was put on an indefinite hiatus. Instead, Dad told me we needed to include her in our time together, but he also spent time with just her for father-daughter time. I brought it up to my dad, and he told me I wasn't exactly making an effort to be close to her, so he wanted us all to bond, and I didn't want me to just focus on my relationship with him. So it sounds like Dad's a little biased towards the new kid. We'll get to it. He has attended her dance things instead of my basketball games. They're on the same time. Doesn't matter if mine was known about first, he will still skip my stuff to go to hers. He will take us on family days, and whenever he and his wife say kids can choose, he picks her choices over mine. He claims it's because they'll be the most fun for everyone, but really, he even says it afterward, anything his little princess wants. A refrigerator...
Yeah, that immediately. You don't stop having a kid because you have a new kid.
Wait,
So
is that the
it
end of the
doesn't. You
story?
don't. Red?
Red.
What's up?
Is that the end of
Is
the
that the end
story?
of the story?
Oh, no, sorry. I stopped so you guys could talk.
We'll talk after. Do the
Our
story.
refrigerator and our shower broke at the same time. His stepdaughter's birthday was coming, so he took the money from my birthday fund to pay for the stuff, and so his stepdaughter would definitely get what she wanted. This Barbie house thing and a whole fashion set, and were like $250 altogether. He didn't get all the money back by the time my birthday came around, so instead he bought me a $30 gift card for Steam, and when he had promised me a new monitor and keyboard for my computer. That was a gift from my grandparents. That sucks. When my dad told me he wouldn't be at my graduation to go and support her, I told him there was no way for making up for that, and he can forget about including me in my life. He can forget about being included in my life going forward. He told me that he could make it up to me, and I told him I will always come second to his little princess, and I'm not going to be okay with that. I told him he discarded me for the last time. Dad begged me to be reasonable, but I walked away. Then I invited both sets of grandparents who agreed to come. His wife told me I could have come with them, and I don't need to attend the ceremony, but I could support my sister. I said her daughter is not my sister, and I don't want to support their family anymore. I'll be all out of their hair soon. She called me selfish and told me I can't deny her daughter a dad. Am I the asshole? So I will say
No.
this: there's a little bit of teen angst in this one, man. I feel that shit. But go ahead.
So the I'm never going to, and I don't want this to ever the permanency in what he's saying. Yes, that is the teenage angst there. Absolutely, the dad's ass hat, and fuck that mom for being like, oh, she deserves a dad, because so does he. He absolutely deserves a fucking father, and to think otherwise, or for the dad to just be like, oh, I've got a daughter now, so the son can just rough it. Fuck that. Fuck
It's-
people who think like that.
Yeah, oh my god. Boys have it just as rough as women do. It's different issues, but it's
I think that's it's all situational, but
lot of
it
the
comes
time,
down to
boys just
this
told-
particular father
hold that shit up.
is just shitty.
I think
What's gonna happen when it comes up to his wedding? Because he's gonna be like,
not a
she's
wedding,
gonna
fuck
obviously put something on that day, and you can make up award ceremonies. You cannot make up graduation.
I think the what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. So what was it? Last 5 or 6 years. It has 5 or 6 years to equal. So I understand. The way a brain might work is, all right. This girl didn't know her biological father. I'm the only one she has as far as a father goes. For right now, is what I meant. Like, you know. But I understand they want to make priority for her, but that's something that you do a couple times, and then I'm just your dad. You don't. There's no. You can't favorite a child. It's detrimental to everyone else.
Okay, a lot of parents do have their favorite child, but you can't just make that favorite child the one child all the time. You have to be once in
Do
a while
people have
be
favorite
able
kids?
to. Yes, people have.
I
favorite
mean,
kids.
outside
Okay.
of like extremes, if everyone's not an if there's like, that's Richard. He sets fires and eats kittens. I obviously like his brother more. Is not what I mean. It's there's you can't you can't do that.
There's having yeah, this is my
Exactly. You
favorite.
can't have a
That's my
favorite
kid.
child. If you have 2 kids, you have 2 fucking kids. Period.
No,
It's-
you
it's-
guys don't get it though. There are some parents out there. It's actually a lot common. There is a favorite child. It's just depending on how you parent the 2 children. If you have more than one child and you do have a favorite child, you just don't admit it
You
to your
think
children.
you
because
think-
that's
Do you think it's okay?
Panda, what I'm saying is it's whatever. Like I'm not getting at like you're going to have a favorite child. Like it's whatever. My thing is like you still have that other child.
You
Like
can't-
that other child is still
never.
your responsibility for mental and physical health until it is an adult, and favoring one when you're making choices in general
So
all the time
fucked.
over the other one will cause serious problems
You'll make a
in
fucking
one of the children
Batman
growing up.
villain.
Yeah,
No,
or
I
somebody's gonna
understand that,
become a psychopath.
No, I get where you guys are coming from, but like also from another standpoint, yes, you can have your favorites, but it's about the teaching and stuff. You can't always choose one child over the other and stuff, which is also agreed with you guys because it's just like you need to be able to treat them both equally. But in your brain, you can be like, yeah, I like that child a little bit more, but you have to be able
Elmo,
to.
the parents in the room.
Remember, you have one kid, dude. Of course, you have a favorite child.
Just wait. The second one, he's gonna have to start tossing coins.
Faith says, if my mother ever acted like she favorited my sibling over me, I would crash out. I can't comment too much on the sibling thing. I'm the oldest
I'm
of
a
8.
little worried about you. This
And,
feels like bait.
Yeah, this feels like rage bait to me, this entire conversation, to be completely honest. Because I understand what it is to not be the favorite. I also understand what it is to have both of your parents stop treating you like a child because they have other kids.
Oh, yeah, you're the
and
oldest
prioritize
sibling.
people that don't have any connection to you over you because they feel like you should just be able to deal. Regardless of age. And I'm gonna point out the fact that like I'm saying this as somebody who was homeless at 13 and then left in a fucking apartment complex for
Like,
fucking
go fend
years.
For your fucking self. Yeah,
because my
that's-
parents are not great.
God damn, Faith.
So fuck them.
Faith.
I have 7 you're in the middle. Middle children get it just as bad. I was the practice kid.
Yep, oldest child here.
Hi, I switched back to my computer since I'm done downloading. But yeah, no, it all depends on your parenting skills. You need to be able to parent both sides equally.
I will say, without the context of the dad being an utter piece of shit, the relationship that sons specifically have with their fathers is weird. You fear but respect him normally, and this is across the board for the most part. For dads
But then
that
you
don't
untie
suck
them.
balls, it's very much being a growing teenager, especially in the world, you're like, all right, dad can't make it. This entire situation aside, dad can't make it, all right? He has come to me personally, says, listen, I'll make it up to you. We're going to go out and get fucking food or drinks. And then that's its own celebration. I feel if this was an isolated incident, is more than acceptable. I don't put too much
I feel
stock
like in this particular case though, it sounds like anyway that the father's not making it up. He's
No.
just using excuses to get out of parental responsibilities.
He's like, nah, I
He's
like this one
basically
more.
favoring the stepchild versus his own biological child at this point. If growing up, that his son has always felt this and his father has never tried to change or include him into stuff, or saying that, oh well, you're not spending time with her, that's just an excuse of the father saying, I like daughter more than a son.
I mean, there's always times, especially when they're younger. You know, yeah, it happens to everyone. There's a hazing process between the older kid and the younger kids. You know, be like, I don't want you to come play with me and my older friends, but they'll tag along anyway because they want to, you know, they want to play. And it's this is something that's far beyond that. This isn't a competition thing anymore. This is just biased. And the fact that it's, you know, but I do want to know your opinion on the I'll make it up to you thing. If it was an isolated incident, do you think a graduation could be replaced? If it was, you know, dad is legitimately busy.
No.
No, you don't.
No.
Think so? I think I would
No,
be fine.
listen.
with
I'm saying this as somebody who's literally had this exact thing happen, almost exactly. No, you graduate. I was the first one to graduate from either side of my family to graduate high school. Neither one of my parents did. Right. And it was important for me to do that because I was, like I said, I was on my own at 13. I was living in an apartment complex by myself. The fact that I graduated and I graduated the way that I
fucking
did
miracle.
was is impressive to begin with.
Yeah.
All right, and then I went on to continue my education on my own. You graduate and you have those kind of moments.
Once in your life.
Then,
Yeah.
like that's it. I was 16 years old when I graduated high school. I graduated with honors, and that's it. There was that one chance. All right, there is no like, hey, we'll go out and get dinner. No, there was. I went out to dinner with my family, and my father opted out of going. He decided, he made that choice, and he can never get that back. He decided that it wasn't worth it, and he decided where he wanted to place his attention, and that's you know I am a massive believer of if they wanted to, they would. Period. It works in relationships, family, friends, all of it. If they wanted to, they would. He did not want to, so that's how I live my life.
Yeah.
And I have very quick temper when it comes to that man trying to pull anything over on me in any way. Anytime he tries to be like, oh, well, I'm your dad. No. I
can't wait.
I'm good.
Can't wait for
And
the book.
a graduation's
Slander
for
that.
me. A graduation's kind of like a wedding. Honestly, it's just like if you're.
Yeah, it's one of those one-time things. Yeah.
I think personally,
Yeah,
I
it's
just
one of
don't,
those
I don't. I
fundamentals.
think personally, I just don't put too much stock into it. You know what I did? I sat next to two people from my class that I'd never spoken to. I knew their names, last names, and where they lived. But those people will never think about me again in their entire lives. That is how I blew my way through high school. Was these people don't matter and I'll never see them again.
Look, I can
but
tell
it's-
you
Yeah,
from a
I
point
mean,
of view,
absolutely.
my parents stopped coming to my games and stuff when I was in high school, or any
Which-
of my practices and stuff, and I started getting disappointed. So like, I made sure that they were all at the major events, because like.
Although I completely understand that. That makes sense for over there, but I mean, just replace high school with university. That's all it is.
There's a major shift right now. It's university.
I'm here to
is-
yes, I agree with you.
Yeah. It's a step to becoming an adult. Yeah, you're 18 and you're about to, for most cases, move out and start your own life. You might even be plan. For my fucking graduating class, half of them were pregnant and married a year after graduating, like it was a fucking homestead. I don't personally put much stock into it because it's the. You choose what's important to you, and if this was important to you, your family needs to understand that and grasp that. For me, I know that my family would know. It's fucking Rent. He doesn't care about the glitz and glamour shit or being handed a fucking piece of paper. But they showed up anyway because they knew in the long run, hey, this might matter to him retroactively. And I think that's what's important. If your dad wasn't a total piece of shit, imagine a different dad, Zero. You don't think that
I had two, and neither one of them were that great. But
let's not say it's for you. Let's say it's for someone else. Okay? Because I can feel the bias, and I don't disagree with it. Your dad.
I tried,
sucks.
man.
Your dad sucks. There's no getting over that.
No.
But if it were someone else, a total stranger, his dad is working a shift, and or his dad his dad's a doctor and he has to do a surgery, okay, or something of that magnitude. Realistically, he has to go do it to save a life or something of that level.
That's a completely different scenario. Yes.
Well, maybe not to that extreme.
That's understandable.
But maybe not to that extreme. And he said, your father comes to you and says, takes the side, I'll make it up to you in our own way, and that is a bond that you and him will then share. It wasn't just I showed up to a ceremony. It's now I had a thing with my dad that no one else had with theirs. It is yeah, I remember my graduation. My dad took me out to do something after the fact.
That's very, very different. I agree with Faith. That's very different.
I think I don't have an issue with the missing graduation as long as it's handled with the modicum of respect that
my father, up until that point, personally, this is just me. In my case, my father works in HVAC. He's heating and air conditioning, and had always prioritized everybody over his own children in almost every case. And then when he had to do things with his kids, he has a very, well, I did this and you owe me, and no. So with this particular story, I feel like if it was something like, oh, your little sister has to have a surgery that day, whatever, that's understandable, 100%. But it's not. This was a situation where the father was openly choosing that this smaller event that your sister's going through is more important than going to your major event.
That's a one.
And that's what I'm gonna go do. That is a want and not a, yeah, that exactly. I don't I think that's bullshit. All right. We've been on this one for a while.
We want to move on from Emma the asshole.
Let Panda finish up.
Well, from the point of view of I have both parents and a little bit of my family at mine, I do agree with Zero. Big events is something you can't really excuse unless the person's having a medical emergency. That's about the only time you can excuse missing a major event in somebody's stepping stone of life, because everybody has stepping stones in their own life they have to go through, especially graduating. If the person didn't have like good grades and they finally graduated, that's a huge stepping stone towards life. But like the only reason I feel like you should be okay to, and you're not an asshole to miss it, is if somebody was having a actual medical emergency. But otherwise you should, like, a award ceremony is okay to miss once in a while. Not all the time. I can't excuse it for all the time. Once in a while, especially if it's running on the same day as somebody's major stepping stone, like a wedding, a graduation. But if it's not, you should be going to that award ceremony. But you should be treating both children with equal attention throughout growing up, because stepping stones are important. They create our memories.
Also a positive foundation, and it teaches you how to also apply that to your children when you get older, which is exactly why I have no kids. Faith says, right, but this one, he's not an asshole because he's reacting to his dad choosing the other sibling over him multiple times in a row over his milestone.
Mm-hmm.
He's got angst, but he's got the right point. I feel it.
Yes.
I feel that.
The angst thing of making anything in anytime you do anything with finality, it's usually because you're hurt. But at the same time, it comes down to there's a reason you're hurt, and you should be allowed to be upset. And a lot of people want to pass off their everything as, oh, you'll be fine, you'll get over it, or I'll make it up to you. And sometimes that's not okay.
It does. Every time it does happen, it does build a weight, and eventually it'll break. All right.
Yes.
We want to move on from Am I the Asshole?
Yeah, and in the future, why don't you call me? Why don't you talk to me? I could show you my cell phone. Like, how come you don't call?
Why did you put me in a
I'm
hole?
sorry. My listen. I'm gonna give this is a fun little thing that you can tell everybody that everybody has this kind of issues with their parents. If anybody ever tells you, oh, how come you don't call? Real quick, just ask for their phone. Okay, here, let me call my phone real quick. And then you call yourself from their phone, and when your phone starts ringing, go, oh, it's not broken, and then just walk the fuck away.
You're so
Just walk away.
You're so catty. Yes, Queen Slay.
Nobody listen. When it comes to my parents, or when it comes to situations like that, nobody has a fucking thing to say to me.
None. No foot. No. Nothing to stand on.
Fuck them. Anyway,
I'm so sorry.
let's move on.
I'm so sorry I did this to you. All right, let's do some. I want to do tales from retail. Panda, I have a question for you because I know Zero was a soldier for the retail world. You ever worked customer service?
That was my first jobs. I had worked at Burger King for about 2 weeks. I've worked at Price Chopper for 2 years. I've worked in factories. I've worked corrections. I've worked a lot of in-person jobs. I've had 8 years worth of it. I've been working security for the last 2 years with corrections in there.
I'm gonna go to Zero. And
Thank you, Hazel, for the bits.
I'm doing something right now, so give me a second while I get the stories up. I'm gonna go to Zero first, and then back to you, Panda, and then I'll finish up. What is the worst customer experience you've ever had? As you working there, a customer came up and gave you a hard time, or made something horrible or difficult.
Sorry, Drew.
Sorry, Drew. You know where I was,
Sorry.
man.
What were you saying, Ryan? I'm sorry.
We'll start with Zero, then we'll go to Panda, then we'll go to me. I'm grabbing some stuff, setting some stuff up. What is the worst customer experience moment you ever had, whether it was horrible? So you're working, customer shows up, makes things hard, difficult, or just fucking
I never had a problem with customers. My problem was always with management.
Management sucks.
I've had in 2 cases. I worked for Target as a
Asset?
I don't remember what they even call it anymore, but essentially it's a department manager or a merchandise supervisor. And I worked for Walmart. But I did a ton of shit for Walmart. But with Target, I had to put my hands on an assistant manager. Which nobody should ever have to be in a situation where you have to physically touch anybody. But I had to put my hands on an assistant manager when I was at no, not for micromanaging. So in my particular case, yeah, we're gonna have this conversation, I guess. In my particular case, the assistant manager was this was a co-manager that did this actually at Target. So I worked. I opened up a store down in. It was actually in Naples, about an hour from where I live now, and I did this years ago. And the co-manager had told me. My co-manager asked me to come in early. Not a big deal. We were opening the store, so like that week and that time around that stuff, that was all like. It was normal to be doing that stuff, and I had gotten in about like I'd say 6 o'clock in the morning or so, 7 o'clock in the morning, to go do produce, go do all of the stuff that needed to get done, kind of like help out as much as possible. And let me actually real quick do this. It's not good. I'm about to die here. So what happened was I worked that entire day, and I had been working those hours probably for about 2 weeks. We opened up the store opening went great. Everything was like fantastic. The problem that I had, there it is. I knew I was gonna start dying.
So sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. And then that guy came out and said I worked the entire day, and then 10 o'clock at night rolls around, and I'm wrapping up my stuff. Well, then the nighttime guy comes in, and the way that they do it at Target is they would close the store and then they would lock the doors. You couldn't get in and out of the building, which is a fire hazard, by the way. You're not allowed to do that. But they would not let anybody leave the building. I cannot believe that actually worked. Cool shit. So I had worked all day, and basically I was like, hey, I gotta go pick up somebody. And he wouldn't unlock the doors. And I was just like, hey, listen, I gotta go. Like, I understand that you guys are doing your thing. He's like, nope, nobody leaves the store until 2:30 until at least 2:30 in the morning once the entire store has been checked and done. I was like, I've been here since first thing in the morning. I have to be back here first thing in the morning. I need you to unlock the doors. And he's just like, no, I'm not doing that, and then walked away. So I waited 10 minutes because I was like, I don't really know how to deal with this situation. I called on the walkies for them to come back up. He's just like, no, I've got things to do. I already told you I'm not unlocking the doors. So I got a little mean on the walkies. Like, listen, you're going to come up here and you're going to talk to me right now. It's not a negotiation. And so he came up there real cocky. He's just like, well, I'm going to let you know right now that you're not going to talk to me. And I had to ask him very nicely one last time, I need you to lock the door. I have somebody that's been waiting for me to pick them up, and you are now keeping me here way past when my shift was over. Are you going to unlock the door? And he's just like, I already told you I'm not going to do that. So I had to put my hands on him and bang him against the fucking door and be like, unlock the fucking door. And then I had to deal with, he then opened the door, but I had to deal with a whole bunch of phone calls from Target Corporate for a long time. And I ended up getting phone calls from the store manager, the co-managers, because they were like, hey, what's going on, that kind of shit. But I moved to Walmart from there, and then I was hoping that Walmart would be better, and
It's not. Walmart sucks.
was not better. Was not better at all. Anyway, that was my instance with retail.
Panda, you got one?
Other than the manager running me, well, I left Price Chopper because they don't like giving breaks, and they don't like what you do at every moment, especially if you piss off the wrong person. So when I went from cashier to going and doing stacking over in the produce aisle, my manager hated her because she wanted me to do multiple carts at once, but only have one cart out at one time, and then also cut vegetables, fruits, and do a bunch of stuff, clean out the back, organize the bag, bring the back up to code with all the shipments coming in. And if I have 2 carts out, instead of helping me, she'd bitch at me because she was just like, you're not supposed to have 2 carts out. And I'm just like, well, you do my job. She just sit in the back, not doing shit. I mean, that was my only thing. I didn't really have too many issues. I'm very friendly with people. So I just shut them down with a really nice smile.
Down. She's got them in a headlock, but she's smiling for everyone.
I'm picturing many ways to murder.
I think, so for those of you who don't know, Tales from Retail is just horror stories from working in the customer service industry or behind the back end of just work experience in general. This can be either like customers being shitheads, or your fellow coworkers, or management being shitheads. I had an experience at Walmart when I was working in the garden section, and some fresh-faced youngsters who thought they were going to be the next big thing were going through and reporting staff.
You're 25. Why did you sound 80 when you said that?
Don't question my time traveling, okay? The timeline is unstable as it is. Me and Harambe gotta
These
work.
youngsters.
They were 14, 15, walking around harassing the elderly workers there. They were, you know the thing where people talk in sentences, but the sentences don't mean anything? It's like, Kampor Auschwitz?
Bless your heart.
Or just like that, where it was just essentially Simlish, but it was human words in a not human format, and it was essentially made to get a reaction. And I did not enjoy that, and I debated using pickaxes.
Oh, Jesus.
But realistically, they weren't hurting anyone, and they were banned from the premises. The other one was the horrible flower shop owner guy who was hustling high schoolers into working for a day and not paying them for their work. I think Zero was there, or was at least informed.
Yeah, I
of
know you
that.
then.
This guy ran a full slash farmer's market right off of the highway. And I'm like, oh, I need work. I need some cash. I got there. I worked there for 1 day. That was the extent. He expected you to do things, and about noon, he rolled up and said, "Hey, I'm doing some stuff after closing. If you stay around, I'll give you a beer." And as a freshly 18, doe-eyed, like, oh, I don't like confrontation or no better when I'm being used. I'll be like, yeah, sure, why not? And he wanted me to tarp every flower, like with heavy-duty rain tarps, and then lay them down. And like, this is 4 extra hours of work. And about halfway through that, he also expected me to know how to like load the back of a semi with flowers and a forklift. I'm not forklift certified. I don't know how to drive that bitch.
See you later, Hazel. Have a good day.
So he just dropped a fucking like, it's like that was $1,000 worth of flowers you just dropped, and I'm like, okay, maybe don't have the guy who just showed up 2 hours ago do this. But that guy sucked. But I told him I wasn't gonna work there at like hour 2 of tarping things, and he said, "You really gonna quit on me? You're really gonna quit on me?" And I'm like, yeah. I am. And so he took his fucking flip phone out and started recording me. Like, I just want to get your face. I just want to record your face here. You're gonna quit on me? And I was gonna hit him, so I left. And someone else went and picked up my pay for that day, and I've never gone near that fucking flower stand again. I tell everyone I can that when I was still living down there, don't go to that fucking place. That guy's a shithead. They ran out of business. I was so happy to hear it. They continued to do that. Someone I was close with down there kept track of it. They kept hiring high schoolers, and the high schoolers kept fucking up, and the guy was constantly complaining, oh, you can't find good help, because he was underpaying people, and he was expecting them to do more than he was telling them from, like, the hiring service. That business burned to the ground. That motherfucker ran out of business. Fuck that guy. Ugh, I'm so happy. It's catharsis that he failed. Anyway, it's time for Tales from Retail. This is,
Alrighty.
You guys ready?
So the story?
Yep,
Mhm.
ready?
Yeah.
Alright, this is from Internet. Oh, sorry. This is from Internet Hugs. I speak fluent Karen now. I was accidentally the downfall for a manager in training who was a total thief. These ones are a little longer, about twice the size of the Am I the Assholes, but it's all story, it's all goodness. Let's get into it. Way back in 2000, I was an adorable, naive 19-year-old working retail at a picture framing place. I am so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry. The management of our little shop consisted of our manager, Jenny, the assistant manager, Nick, and me, the third key. For those who don't know what a third key is, it's literally just the third person who has keys to the store. I had the ability to open and close the store and act as a manager on duty. But if Jenny or Nick were there, then I was just a regular employee. Name changes to protect the not-so-innocent. Jenny was an amazing manager, middle-aged but cool. She had a lot of fun in the 70s, and wasn't shy about telling us her hilarious stories. That's Catmac. It's Catmac. I want everyone to imagine Catmac as this nice manager. Imagine
Maybe don't do that until you know what the story is.
but they said they're cool. Catmac had a lot of fun in the 70s. I want her to tell me about it all.
Yeah, but then like this is gonna be like a horrible story about that person, and then everyone's gonna be picturing Catmac.
Fine, no one picture Catmac. Get her out of your minds, perverts. Jenny was an amazing manager.
I mean, yeah, but I wasn't being perverted about that. I was saying, Jesus Christ,
She
go
was
on.
also kind of like the shop mom. She made cookies and was always very in tune with people's emotions. She always knew the right thing to say to make me feel better. And she was a fountain of real-world wisdom. Everybody loved her. She was also an artist, and her work was starting to pick up steam. That, combined with the onset of some health issues, made her decide that retail work just wasn't for her anymore. We were all really sad, but we definitely understood. Now Nick was just a college kid and definitely did want, or really qualify, to be promoted to manager. So, corporate bought a manager in training to work as a fourth member of the management. Let's call him Steve. Steve was weird. He was a huge white guy, but dressed in clothes that looked like they came from Bill Cosby's wardrobe. Oh no. Not Bill Cosby. Loud sweaters in Arizona heat. This is Arizona. Wear a fucking sweater is suicide. It was basically a golden retriever puppy and tried to chat with him while teaching him the ropes when it was my turn to have him shadow me, but he just wouldn't engage. It's not just that, but he would stare at me while I worked, just sit in the office chair and stare. I tried to chalk it up to him being awkward, but it was creepy. Even though I was just trying to teach him something, he would barely interact. When he did talk, it was just about how amazing he was at his last job, and how low the pay was for managers in our company. Duh, it's retail. Okay, so on to the meat of the story. Remember when I said that Jenny was having issues with her health? She called me one Saturday afternoon when I was off and asked if I'd come in for her. Of course I did. I ran down to the shop to relieve her. She was having a really bad day and I was so happy to close for her. I also worked the next day, Sunday, and the day after that, Monday. That Monday, our district manager came in while I was manager... When I was in charge... A manager on duty, and we got chatting. Like I said, I was basically a chatterbox, so this wasn't unusual. He asked me how Steve was doing, and I tried to diplomatically tell the guy Steve was a dud. Using the example that on Saturday, when I relieved Jenny, he just sat in the office, or wandered the floor the whole night. The district manager seemed a little startled, but not about the guy's behavior, but by the fact that Jenny hadn't been in the store after 3 p.m. After being in about our store for 6 weeks, Steve started swapping out with another store in the neighboring city and acting as a manager in charge by himself. Steve was thrilled because he actually lived in this other city, and the rest of us just assumed this was part of his training. So much. Turns out there had been a whole lot of shrink happening at our store. A huge uptick in people paying with credit card, and then coming back later and getting a cash refund. Oh, it's a scam. Back then, if you did a return on credit card or debit, it took a few days for the money to show up in the account. If people got mean about it, we would do a cash refund, but it had to be approved by a member of the management by signing in with a register code and using their key. Thousands of dollars worth of returns were being done in cash multiple times a day. When before we'd have maybe one or two a week. What's worse is that it appeared that Jenny was the one doing all these returns.
Yeah, it was the guy using her codes.
God, early internet fucking credit cards suck balls. Now you just get a fucking ping when you get a suspicious account. Like, it looks like you bought a massage chair. I'm like, yes, I'm treating myself. Alright, just making sure. They seemed to think that Jenny was taking all she could get before she retired. That is, until I told the district manager about filling in for Jenny. Apparently, a very large $750 card transaction had been returned that night around 7 p.m., and Jenny's code was the one that was used. When I said she wasn't even there, in my naive way, I had saved her. It turns out, Jenny had just given Steve her register code to train him, because it took a few days for him to get his own, because of some computer glitch in our corporate. After my offhand remark, they take a close look at our old schedule on paper. The management team didn't clock in or out. This is weird. And realized that half of these returns were happening on days when Jenny wasn't even there. So they switched Steve to the other city, which had a better surveillance system, and caught him using another employee's code to pull the same trick. Wow, dude. As well as flat out pulling cash out from the till. Jesus. I'm not sure what the actual charges were, but what I heard was he was very startled when he showed up to work to find the district manager and 2 sheriff detectives waiting in the other store's office for him. He was literally perp-walked out and handcuffed. I was so upset that they didn't do it in our store. Jenny ended up leaving shortly after. The stress was just too much for her. Nick was made temporary manager, and he and I split opening and closing duties for a couple months. I mostly opened and he would close. There were a few managers around that would sub in to give us days off, and we finally got a new manager who had been entirely trained at other stores. He was okay, but he was no Jenny. Thankfully, he was no Steve either.
Okay.
That's it. That's the whole thing.
Okay. I think the Ask Me Anything, or the Am I the Asshole ones are a little bit more conversational.
Are we going back to assholes?
I think that's probably a good thing
Back
to
to
do,
assholes we go!
I mean, it just sounds like she's in a toxic work environment and just needs to move on.
Am I the asshole for being loud
Yeah.
when my roommate has sex? Do you want to do this one?
I'm sorry. Wait, what? What's the
Yeah.
question?
Am I the asshole for being loud when my roommate has sex?
Oh, who cares?
Well, that's just it though. Is it
That
like
depends on how
intentionally
loud the roommate
disruptive
is.
loud? Let's get into it. Few not single.
Again, who
nonsense.
cares, man? Are you gonna stop having sex to be like, hey, can you keep it down there? Like, what?
It
Depends on how loud
depends.
the
It,
roommate
it
is.
really depends what the fucking
I
noises.
don't think it
It depends what the noises are.
Jesus.
Imagine you're in the other room.
Like, listen, if all of a sudden you hear a chainsaw in a bedroom, maybe then you're like, hey, we're gonna stop for a moment.
It depends on how loud the roommate is when they are having sex, okay? 'Cause I've been in a situation like that, and it's
What
not
was
pleasant to hear that.
You guys heard an old.
Hang on a sec. True says, an old store that I used to work at, 3 or 4 managers are sleeping with subordinate employees. And are all married. Oh yeah, it's if you're in retail and you have any kind of management, anything, yeah, the odds are that they are sleeping with staff of some form. I used to sleep with tons of people that either I worked for or I worked with
Oh, the power struggle.
all the
It's
time.
Game of Thrones, but in the fucking coals.
No, it's just that you're around these people all the time, like every day, and you're with them outside of work and shit too. So it's like, you start getting along and have shit in
Then
common.
you
So
start getting along.
exactly.
All right, this is from
All right, sorry. Continue.
Tolada AU. Am I the asshole for being loud when my roommate has sex? I currently live in a student house with 3 other people. The downstairs room is connected to the kitchen dining area. The roommate who sleeps in this room asked for this specifically. Recently, he's been bringing his girlfriend around our house every single day. They've been dating for a few years, but we've only just met her. They're constantly in the kitchen and his bedroom with the door open, which makes it a bit awkward to be in there at times. They have sex so loud. It's all caps, by the way. Going downstairs has become a nightmare because we constantly have to listen to the two going at it. They usually have sex in the middle of the day as well. The exact times people are going to the kitchen to make lunch and dinner. Oh, they're exhibitionists. I brought this up to him a few times, and he said that we never gave him any rules when he asked if we could bring her around. And obviously, we did not expect to be hearing them having sex constantly. I asked him to play music or to put television on in the background while he was having sex, and he refused. Told us that he likes hearing his girlfriend while they're having sex, so he won't be doing that. To combat this, every time we go into the kitchen and we can hear them having sex, we started playing music ourselves or putting on, oh, that's not enough, or putting on a TV show on loud to drown them out, which he said he's not very happy with, as it ruins the mood for him. I don't care about them having sex, I just don't want to hear the bed banging, the moaning, and the conversation that happens. It's annoying and it makes it uncomfortable to be in my own house. I need to.
That's just a lack of common courtesy.
Yeah.
Panda, that was a real quiet. Yeah.
Yeah, that
I need the door to be closed. Minimum.
If you
Minimum.
want to,
The fact that they're out there airing their fucking sex
Get you
sex
unplugged.
scent out while I'm trying to make a fucking peanut butter and jelly sandwich, that needs
Makes
to stop.
sense.
If I can
Ew.
smell balls when I'm making a sandwich, there's gonna be a fucking problem. That's what the ball gag is
Oh.
for. It's not just like they're like wrecking the bed. They're like smacking against the wall and shit. See, the television and the music thing isn't enough for me. I'd do voices. If it wasn't resolved, maybe. And if I was so they're roommates, right? We don't necessarily know if they're exactly friends yet. It doesn't sound like this guy's their friend, right? This is just a housing situation. If you're cool with the guy, ruin the mood for him. Absolutely. Make him shrivel, you know? You gotta do it. It's the only passive way you can do this shit. What do? You gotta like record conversations with his grandmother and like put them on the TV.
All I got is just it's a lack of common courtesy.
That's all you
That's just
got?
like a-
I
it's like a-
thought you'd talk about
all I
this
got.
for 10 minutes.
No, that's all it is. It's just a lack of common courtesy.
I have to say, if his mood gets ruined by a little bit of extra noise that's not him and her, then he has some issues he needs to fix.
I have a question for you guys. Have you ever heard? I forget who does the stand-up. One moment, and I'll tell you who does it. You guys ever heard the stand-up comedian who talks about his roommate having sex with a deaf girl?
No.
No.
Deaf girl. Oh god, this is gonna go be in my Google history. Deaf girl sex comic stand-up. Oh god. There we go. Josh Wolf.
Oh my
I
god,
found
really?
it. Ah, True has heard of it. That's what I'm talking about. He knows exactly what the fuck he's in for.
Dude, I know Josh Wolf. I love him.
And I was like, nah, I can't hear that ever again in my life.
What the
fuck is happening?
Oh
Good
yeah,
chance.
yeah,
You had to pretend like you were asleep.
Alright, I grabbed it. It's going in the video room of our Discord. If you guys want to check out our Discord, I have it in my About section. Zero has it in his About section. I'm not sure if Panda does. But there you
Oh,
go.
that's our Discord.
Panda has our Discord. You got the Discord, Panda? Oh, plug this.
Yeah, I know my own Discord, yes.
Plug that shit. Where's the not safe for work room? It's gotta be wild.
He was promoting Discord's Panda. That's what he was doing.
Oh, yeah,
Huh.
hold on.
Selfless plug, baby.
I'll do it in a second. I'm currently trying to get mods
I
on.
love that
a-
True knew immediately. Like, I love the sex, the deaf girls having sex joke. Is it good for you? 'Cause have you seen it, right? See?
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
All right.
How do you not know I have my own Discord, Red?
I don't know who does. I have 2 Discords.
There's my Discord. Doo-doo.
There's another sexually charged one. Am I the asshole for enjoying my solo time to the max when my boyfriend is out of town?
Oh,
So she's bragging that she's
Just
cheating.
basically, she's
Well, we don't know.
is she masturbating
I
or
don't-
is she
I don't-
cheating?
Solo time? I assume masturbating.
She's not cheating, Panda.
You think solo time is?
You think masturbation is cheating?
No. Okay, so
You think
y-
so?
no,
you think
it's
solo
not
time
a.
means
Okay,
cheating?
guys.
Oh no, hang on a second. Let her explain.
Okay, solo time is fine, but if you are loving it more than you are loving your spouse,
Oh
time,
my
then
god!
there's an issue there because you do not find him attractive at all.
What?
That means there's an issue in your relationship. It's still, if you're loving your solo time a lot more than you're loving sex with your spouse, there is an issue.
I agree with that. There's definitely an issue if you're choosing
mean,
masturbation over sleeping with your.
maybe, but like,
Or there's an issue with this there's an issue somewhere if that's the issue, if that's what's happening.
Guys, what do you think? Does anyone have an opinion about how often they masturbate? Do tell. We're X-tagged, right?
That doesn't exist on Twitch.
Oh no. My monetization.
I'm trying out some right now. Currently listening and opinionating my opinions on these stories, but I'm also trying out Arc Ascended with some mods on it.
Oh,
And
Zero's
no, I
getting
cannot.
ravaged by zombies. Everyone's doing it, bro.
Well, I can't stream it because my computer is too pathetic.
Alright, let's do it.
I would say it's just showing its age. I don't know about pathetic. Stop kicking it down the stairs. You know.
It's gotta go down the stairs.
No longer That's manager. Anymore. Alright, this is from user temporary usual 5386. Which is a name that I think we hear a lot. It might be reposts. I'll make it run hotter. Oh god, true. I, a 27-year-old female, Have been with my boyfriend, a 42-year-old male, for almost 2 years. Bit of an age gap, but that's nothing to gawk at.
They're legal consenting adults.
Yep,
It doesn't matter.
absolutely. Bit of an age gap. It's fine. Just thought it was worth mentioning. We live together, so we spend most of our time together. Dinner, gym, weekends, plans, etc. I'm very social and love spending time with family and friends, so when I say solo time, I really mean alone time with them. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, we're perverts.
I think what they mean is they go out and they spend time with their family and friends.
Yeah, that's what they said. We're perverts. We're the problem.
Oh, because we immediately went to mass. I know. That's not new for me.
No, but like solo time.
If anybody's here and went, oh, 0.
No, but
They don't know me.
We're the problem, guys. God, we're horned up. Sweet home, man. No,
The truth's even worse because he just went for incest
Yeah.
hard.
Alone time with my family. Prior to us dating, I had sleepovers with my sisters and best friend, Sweet Home. Sorry, all the time. It's boyfriend thinks that's weird, and that no one does that. I think I was just in my mid-20s, and it's not weird to do face masks and stay up all night talking and watching our true crime shows. Maybe I'm stuck in my high school days, or maybe it's just the age gap. See, even she mentions the fucking age gap. I also used to love going
Okay,
out.
well, it's her age gap to mention.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not
Go
allowed,
on.
I'm reading her story. I'm not allowed to mention it. I also used to love going
Listen,
out.
leave her gap alone, Red.
I also used to love going out and dancing in our local house music bars. House music is just club music. Boyfriend,
Yes, thank you.
people might not know. Boyfriend hates that music, so we spend all our weekends hanging out.
Shout out to those people.
Oh, shout out! Yeah, it's spreading.
Continue.
Boyfriend hates that music, so we spend all our weekends hanging out with his friends and frequenting places he enjoys. So when he goes out of town, I hang out with my family and friends the entire time. I go out and dance in my old favorite places with my girlfriends. And over the weekend, I have my sisters and best friends over for the Super Bowl. This is 3 hours ago. We stayed up till 2 a.m. and had some wine, so I told them to just sleep in the guest room and leave in the morning. My best friend is mad because I came home at 4 a.m. on a Saturday. Why can't I be normal and just go out for a few cocktails and come home? Full disclosure, we checked out an after hours that was next door and decided it was a little too grunge, so we called an Uber after 10 minutes. It took me 25 minutes to get there. I lived 20 minutes, but Jesus Christ, skip that. Then he's mad I had my sister and... He's mad I had my sisters and her best friend stay over, and it's absolutely absurd that I was out at 2 a.m. Which 98% of the time I am. I'm just in bed with him by 9 p.m. So to me, who cares if I stayed up a little later? It's not at all the same thing. This is written by a 20-year-old, I can fucking tell. I apologize for having my sister and best friend stay over because he said it's weird and that I had another man stay over while he was away.
Oh.
The best friend is a dude.
Oh.
This is the best friend's a dude. It's a little red flaggy. We'll talk about it. I can understand that, but he can go out and not talk to me until he gets home at 3 a.m. all weekend, but God forbid I essentially do the same. Just feels double standard. One of his least favorite terms, by the way.
Does he bring women home that are just best friends while she's not there?
But seriously, am I the asshole for just wanting to get all the things I feel like I can't do normally when he's home, when he is away? Or am I the wrong for wanting to have sleepovers with friends or stay up late? Do I need to grow up, or is this a little controlling? IMO who
Can I
cares
say
if I
mine?
spend 3 hours or 3 days straight and not even home? Am I the asshole? I don't...
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
so no, she's not the asshole, but there is an issue with your relationship if you cannot trust your husband or significant other
they're dating.
around your friends, because there's a huge issue with that. But no, you're not an asshole wanting to spend time with your friends while he's away. But there is still an issue.
I think there's an issue that this post doesn't address, is that she's like having guy best friends sleep over and he doesn't know about it. At the very least isn't comfortable with it. and that
Yeah.
needs to be fucking addressed.
That's a conversation, and that's a communication issue
Like,
there,
you can
because
have- if
he
you-
should have known about it
Yeah.
beforehand,
Mhm.
in my opinion.
If you're a girl, and
You
you're
should be
dating
able to
someone-
trust them, but there
Yes.
should be the communication of this is what's going on.
Oh, by the way,
Not by the way, there was a man here on Saturday night while you were away.
now full disclosure,
Like, that's
you're a woman,
sketchy.
you're dating someone, absolutely, you can have guy best friends. Totally advocating for that.
I'm sure they're grateful for your permission.
Yeah, well,
Well, what it comes down to
I'm-
is that
I'm
everybody's an
making my-
adult, and your actions have
just
repercussions.
making my point on it fucking clear. Like, I support it. It's just like, goddamn, tell your boyfriend before he's like, who the fuck is that man? Why is he wearing makeup in the corner? We dressed him up for our sleepover. I mean, she's 27. It's a little weird. You kind of start growing out. When do you stop doing?
No, there's you can absolutely go out and have fun and go to clubs and stuff like that. There's no
No,
age limit to that.
No, that's not what I'm saying. It's more like when all right, in your opinion, when does the clubbing lifestyle kind of start to peter off?
It
Never.
Doesn't
mid-
need
late 20s.
to.
Panda says
I don't think
late 20s.
it needs to. If you enjoy clubs, enjoy clubs.
I don't.
Yeah,
there's
but-
nothing
In
wrong
my
with it.
opinion.
But like,
If you're spending more time at a club than with your significant spouse, then there's an issue. Once in a while, maybe like once a
well,
month.
but
or
he's
maybe
leaving the
once every
city.
2 weeks.
He's not
Absolutely.
around. So she just has to entertain herself. You know. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with clubs, but like, go till you can't walk. Thanks, True. out here grinding on people in his depends.
Meanwhile, right now, True's dancing while he's typing that.
The sleepover thing, though. Yeah, see, it's weird because
Yeah, the sleepover thing's weird when there's no communication. That's a red flag.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the time thing. Like, who the fuck is he? You're both adults. Sleep whenever the fuck you want.
Yeah, I feel like, especially when it's like the other way around. If you're dating somebody, like if I don't know, I think 100%. If you're not telling your significant other that there is somebody of a different gender spending the night with you
Like, they
when
don't know
they're not
you.
home, I think that's even grounds for like splitting up. Like that's too much.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
if-
not
if it's like,
respecting your
hey-
spouse's boundaries.
Exactly.
You gotta respect if they're having an issue with it. Well, it's like kind of like, yes, you gotta have your freedom and stuff. Everybody's human, but if he's having an issue and you're continually doing it without trying to compromise,
Address
there-
it at the very least.
Yeah, compromise with your spouse. Like, you don't need somebody to tell you what you have to do every moment of your time. No, that's too much restricting and too controlling. However, you need to be able to compromise.
Alright, cool. Let's move on. I did not think that's what solo time meant. I am absolutely the camp that I thought she was fucking chilling it up and
Yeah, I was about to say, who cares?
I
Like,
was like,
live your best life.
am I the asshole for
If you wanna whip out the double D in the wall pack, then do your thing. But
Get gas power.
that would bother you a lot. See, like if the communication's there, true, I don't give a fuck. Like if somebody was just like, "Hey, Steve's coming over," I don't care. I don't care,
Especially-
honestly.
And it's not like,
But like,
they're
if
alone.
the second it's a matter of not talking about it and not saying something, nah, you're
not in
finding somewhere else
partnership
to
with
go.
that
You're
person.
not.
That's
yeah,
what dating
you're
is
not,
at its core, is you're
This
saying,
is. If you're exclusive, you're exclusive. Period. You don't do things like that.
it's a little a little more forgiving. The sisters are there and it's
Perv?
obvious.
I don't know that makes me a perv.
No, he's just making a statement. It's a
I don't
little-
know. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't dated in a long time, so
It's a
I don't
it's a
know.
little more forgiving because like the sisters are there and they're having a Super Bowl party. Yeah, if it was like if it was just her and the best friend alone, I'd have some fucking major concerns. Like, yeah, maybe like just go out to watch the game. I don't know. It's especially if it's in like his house, All right, Panda, you here?
Yes.
All right, next one. Am I the asshole? This one's short. Am I the asshole for covering my nose while an old lady who was a customer at my job had a very bad smell?
Depending on how bad the nose, like if it's a smell that you could just breathe
Oh,
in your
I'm the
mouth with.
pervert? Oh,
It depends on how bad the smell is. You
same
can
you
always
said about
just
solo
walk
time?
away.
Listen, solo time, and it's on Reddit. God forbid, I get a little skewed there. It was tagged, not safe for work. Oh, the other one was, so maybe my minds are together. Bicycles. Alright, for context, I work at a grocery store, and sometimes I would bag groceries for customers one day. Oh god, there's no periods. Oh god, it's written by a child. One break. For context, I work at a grocery store, and sometimes I would be bagging groceries for customers. One day, this old lady who smelled... Okay, I'm just gonna read it. One day, this old lady came in who smelled very bad. I had to bag her groceries for her, and she smelled very bad to the point where I started gagging and was about to throw up. If I can't do this. This is insufferable. She said you need training. This was written by someone who was not. It's that one.
If you're in a situation where your immediate instinct is to cover your nose, then cover your nose. That's on them, not you, I feel.
Am I the asshole for shutting off my Wi-Fi at night? Here we go. Never mind, that one sucks too. We're going to the top! We went, I think we're doing a year right now? No, that's hot. We're gonna go to the top. Today, this year. Old job, coworker stank and it burnt my nose. Oh my god. Did you guys ever work somewhere where someone put something horrible in the microwave?
Yes.
Fucked up the break room?
I can deal
Yeah,
with
all
most
done.
things. I can deal with most things like even fish, like I can deal with it. I really, really, really don't like burnt popcorn.
Oh my god. See,
No, I
I
fucking
don't...
hate that shit.
Yeah, why are you making burnt popcorn at work? Make that shit at home.
Oh, fuck me. What's up, baby Hobo Labs?
Hey, welcome.
Am I the asshole for abandoning my parents on an island in the Caribbean so I could get back to our cruise on time? Ooh. That's
Nope,
nebulous.
if they're not good time management, that's their damn fault.
Alright.
Yeah, that sounds like a them
Why should they
problem.
fuck you over?
I don't know if you want to abandon your parents, though.
If you have told them many, many times,
They're
hey, it's
adults.
time to go, and
You're
they're
adults on
not
a fucking
leaving,
island in the
it's
ocean.
their fault.
This one's short. Am I the asshole for abandoning my parents on an island in the Caribbean so we could get back to the cruise on time? I graduated from high school back in December. As a gift, my parents got me a cruise. It was also for my 18th birthday. It was also a family vacation. We usually stay at all exclusive resorts because I've always wanted to go, but I've always wanted to go on a cruise. This kid's rich. I told my parents it was different, that if we went on our excursions, we had to follow the schedule no matter what. Well, it was a week-long cruise. They would not head back to the ship when I said it was time to go. They were busy shopping and bargaining with the locals. I finally said that I was heading back to the ship. My mom waved me off. They missed the departure by a lot. 45 minutes. They got a hold of me through WhatsApp. They wanted to know why I didn't get the boat to wait for them. I wanted to scream at them that they were not going to inconvenience 3,998 people because 2 of them could not understand how a fucking boat works. They ended up having to fly to the next port from there, and it was expensive. They were pissed at me for leaving them behind. I don't know what I was supposed to do. They're literally, there's nothing saving this. They're the assholes.
Yeah, they're the assholes that they can't even time management and
Make
honestly,
the cruise ship wait.
yeah, no, cruise
Go
ships don't wait, just like
find the
airplanes don't wait.
captain. Like, what the fuck do you want me to do?
Yeah, she's not the asshole.
Am I the
Did she say to her parents, hey, the ship's leaving
Yeah,
in,
no,
like,
they tried
10
to tell him. Yeah.
Okay,
It's not like
then,
they
yeah.
snuck away and went, oh, hey, the boat's leaving. Oh. Am I the asshole for telling my neighbor to grow up, get a life, and get the fuck over the fact that I painted my house a color they don't like?
Yeah. You're an asshole. You should always paint shit the way that other people want.
Absolutely. God. I bought a house in the community without an HOA. That's very important. I wanted my home to be my home. That includes making it look the way I want. I also chose a neighborhood that already has fun, colorful houses instead of just plain earthy tones. I finally got to the point where I could repaint my house. I picked a soft peachy color with sage, blue, and soft dark pink accents. Fun and colorful without being too out there. I think if you Google colors blue, sage, peach, you'll see a similar palette. No, thanks. My neighbor, Paul, fucking hates it, and has complained since we started the project. He has also made his opinions known that he hates our front lawn. Lots of wildflowers and sunflowers, fun garden flags, a little free library, etc. Each and every time, I tell him that I don't care. Truly, I don't. I've suggested a few times that maybe he'd be happier in an HOA community that has control over everything and forces people into having earthy-toned homes. Paul got angry when I suggested that and said he's lived in his home for 15 years and shouldn't have to move. I told him, okay, well, you'll have to learn to live with a little color. Last weekend, I was putting in pavers that my niece and I had painted together. They're like little rocks. They're all things like ladybugs, turtles, birds, etc. in fun colors. I adore them, and my niece is so excited she gets to be a part of my home. Paul comes over to complain yet again, saying it was all an eyesore, and my niece was here, so I just told him, it's time for you to grow up and get the fuck over what I'm doing with my house. He got even pissier and told me that I have no right to talk to him that way. Do I know who I'm talking to, etc. I told him to just go away and get a fucking life. He has so much free time to bitch and moan about a colorful house, maybe he should get a hobby. He stormed off, calling me a nasty piece of work. My niece was cackling up on the side. For the record, no one in my family is uptight. We don't care about cussing. I know some people still clutch their pearls over it, and kids. She's 15, but I'm sure she says worse. Anyway, some of the neighbors come to tell me that he's been flapping his yap about how disrespectful I am to talk to him like that. She told me that she knows he's a pain, but he has been in the neighborhood forever, and it's worth being nice to him. I don't know. Is telling him to get a life that big of a deal? Am I the asshole?
Really? That's it?
I guess, yeah.
There's no more to that? Like the old man's not like firebombing the house or anything?
No, there's no more to that.
Yeah, okay, then yeah, that one's clearly that man needs to paint the house the way that other people want him to. With them, I don't know if it's a guy or not.
Am I the asshole for despising my mentally handicapped sister?
Sounds like you are.
Yeah.
My immediate assumption is no.
My immediate assumption
Handicapped
is
people
that's
can
about
be
context.
assholes. Some of the worst people I know are handicapped.
Oh, this is starting off great.
Some of the, I'll say it again, some of the worst people I know were handicapped. Oh, ooh. Alright. I have opinions about this that I probably won't get into. This is from Renegades Rule 33. The title makes me sound horrible, but hear me out. Clickbait, clickbait. My sister is severely autistic. She requires attention almost 24/7 and cannot be left alone. She is nonverbal and cannot take care of herself at all. Despite the fact that she's only 12, she's extremely destructive and violent and destroys anything she can get her hands on. I hate her. That should be wrong to say, but it doesn't feel like it. Oh, so hang on. This one's a little more iffy. So if she's not I'll get to it. I was only 6 years old when she was born. Since then, I've never solely had my parents' attention. Ever since I can remember, the world has revolved around her. I moved out of my room into the basement at 7 because she needed to be in the room next to my parents, so he had to move bedrooms as a kid. All of my toys as a child were destroyed by her, and my parents simply ignored me when I complained. Even when I was 14, she destroyed a computer my school gave me when I was in the wrong. Even when I was 14, she destroyed a computer, and they said I was in the wrong for hating her. Wow. Along with this, I expect to take care of her and drop everything I do for her. I can never make plans with friends because my parents expect me to be there. They need me to take care of her. Even when I do somehow get time to myself, I'm required to leave if they need me. If I do not, then I am punished. The recent example of this is when I went to see the new Spider-Man movie and was grounded because I turned my phone off in the theater. Oof. It seems as if I'm nothing more than a slave to them, and anything involving her simply overshadows me. Last week, I was chosen to give a speech at a school event. I was so excited my parents promised to be there, but they never showed and claimed it was because of my sister. Anytime anything like this happens for me, they are too busy with her. I've held this in for so long and it finally spilled out today, while talking about colleges with my father. He joked that I should get a degree that pays well, so while they're gone, I can take care of my sister. I don't know why this caused me to break down. I cried and screamed about how it always had to be about her. I'm nothing more than a caretaker to them, but they always make it about her, and I'm expected to be her slave for the rest of my life. I've locked myself in my room, and since then my parents have not come in to check on me at all. Am I the asshole here?
The context, yes, you are an asshole, but the other context is no. At one point, growing up, your parents should pay a little bit more attention to you, but your sister is fucking handicapped, dude. Get a grip and fucking grow up.
It's also not. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I think that it's also not his responsibility to take care of his sister for the rest of his life.
Yeah, what? You had to move a room because your sister's handicapped? This is triggering me because I have a nephew with fucking autism, so it's just like, this is very triggering. There are some kids that handicaps that need attention, a lot of fucking attention, because they cannot survive without somebody giving them attention, which is understandable because they're handicapped. I get it, and I understand that your parents also need to spend time with you as well, because it needs to be equal with raising your kids, no matter how handicapped one is compared to the other. So I understand the hurt of missing a lot of your events. However, you need to get a grip, dude, because your sister is majorly handicapped. Depends on the handicap too, because we're missing that context.
Non-verbal
There's
is
an
a
edit
big
update,
part of that.
kind of. So the non-verbal aspect
Okay.
of this is what's really important. It really depends on the accountability. It's hard to do discipline, especially in non-verbal autistic people, because they're not entirely aware of the repercussions of their actions. It's not psychopathy. It's being innocent of what it is to make someone else feel bad. It's something that a lot of people aren't really prepared to deal with. Should someone be obligated to? Absolutely not. I think it's on the parents to accommodate, and using your kid as a crutch for something like this is, you can absolutely, call on someone for a while, but like, don't make this entire kid's personality the fact that his sister is, a burden to it, because that's what this feels like. The update edit. Wow, thank you for all the support. I love that you guys have given me. Never expected this post to reach the popularity it did. Thank you all. I've been thinking about it for these past hours. You are right. I don't despise my sister. It's not her fault that she was born this way. My parents came to talk to me after a while after my breakdown, but I was unable to bring myself to talk to them. I only tried and asked them to leave. They've made preparations and they've made arrangements with my grandfather for me to stay with him for the time being. I'm getting ready to go to his house. My parents want to talk to me, but we decided it's best I leave for now, have some space and time to collect myself. We will be sitting down and talking later this week about the issue. Thank you all again for love and support through this. And I think
My sister has a son who is autistic and a daughter who is not autistic, and she makes sure that her daughter is paid attention to the same amount as her son who is autistic. So there is no excuse for a parent not to treat their children equally, no matter if one is has a disability or not.
I thought this bitch was gonna be in a wheelchair and just a contemplator. Honestly. that got so much heavier than I meant it to be. Oh my god. Alright, we ready for more? We got about another 15 minutes. then we're
One
gonna-
more.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Let's look for a good one to end this on. Scanning through this looking for a good one. Am I the asshole for telling the girl who kissed my boyfriend for a play that she is desperate and pathetic?
Oh.
Wait, can you repeat that?
Am I the asshole for telling the girl who kissed my boyfriend for a play that she is desperate and pathetic?
Yeah, you are the asshole. It's a fucking
Yeah.
play.
Yeah, it sounds like that.
Hang on.
Oh.
Immediately,
Oh.
without
Yeah,
reading
let's hear it.
without reading any of this, this sounds like the girl like got the part just to kiss the boyfriend. I think that's
That's
what
not
this is.
right. Let's find out if it is.
Okay. I, a 19-year-old female, am studying drama at university. My boyfriend is in the same course. My boyfriend is a really good-looking guy, but he doesn't seem to know it. He gets a lot of attention from girls, and for the most part, doesn't seem to get that they're flirting with him. I'm not generally annoyed by this, and never really say anything. However, there is a girl in our class, let's call her Victoria, who's obsessed with my boyfriend. She goes out of her way to be paired with him in group activities. For example, the professor groups a group by numbering us 1 through 3. She'll move herself to be in the same number as him. She recently stepped down from a main role in a play we're doing so she could have a more minor role, simply because this character has a romance with my boyfriend. I know this is the case because I've heard her say to her friends that she thinks he's hot and whatnot. I've never said anything to her about it. She seems pretty insecure, was complaining about how she thinks she's ugly. I don't see it as a big deal because my boyfriend doesn't care. However, we recently performed a play and had a small afterplay where she got slightly drunk and was bragging about how she definitely felt something when they kissed in the play, and that she was going to ask him if he felt the same. I rolled my eyes and again ignored it, until she actually went up to my boyfriend. She was a little bit drunk, but when she made up to him, I was there too. Victoria started saying that she knows he must have felt a spark, and he's a really good kisser, etc. I snapped and sort of shouted at her that you sound incredibly desperate going after somebody else's boyfriend. You're pathetic if you think the stage kiss means you should be together. She looked extremely embarrassed and walked away. I later heard she'd gone home crying. I feel like a dick because she's obviously insecure and whatnot. Her friends haven't stopped calling me a bitch since. Edit, am I the asshole?
I'm sorry. Maybe I missed something. Did she know that it was the other girl's boyfriend?
Here's the edit. She 100% knows that I'm his girlfriend. I've heard her talking about me
Okay, yeah,
being
no,
his
no,
girlfriend
no.
before.
That girl is the girl who did that is shitty.
She's a saint for not attacking that bitch. I
Yep.
would have threw hands.
I think I don't know the person, so it's usually something I would judge that by. But sometimes people do stupid shit when they're drunk. I'm not sure how drunk she was. That's not an excuse by any means, but it does account for some of the action.
Nope. It'd be fine if it was just stage. She didn't say anything or whatever. But if she was saying, "Oh, there was something, there was a connection and stuff," in front of other people, I'd be throwing hands. I'd be like, "Excuse me."
You have a full tummy now? I'm glad you had candy. All right, we got time for one more. We're at 9 minutes left. We're almost there,
Sure,
guys.
one more.
We're waiting for noon. We got time. Am I the asshole for jumping out of a bathroom window to avoid my mom's attempt at forcing a reunion between me and my ex-fiance? Go on. Do you not want this, Zero? We can stop. Come on, you know.
Go on.
You know you want the tea. It's Steven. Some backstory. I had been dating my ex-fiance Sarah for 4 years. Been planning to get married in November 2020, but I found out at the start of this month that she's cheated on me. She begged me to give her another chance, but I broke it off. The problem.
Okay.
The problem was that being cheated on is, in my mind, completely emasculating and humiliating. So I never told anyone that was the reason we broke up. For obvious reasons, Sarah also didn't tell people we broke up because she cheated. So people have blamed me for the breakup, including my mom. They just see that I dumped her out of the blue. I've gone very strict no contact with Sarah after I discovered she was cheating on me. Sarah has been talking with my mom and also convinced her that if we could talk one more time, we would be able to reconcile. My mom has been applying hardcore pressure on me to talk with Sarah, but I've explained that there's no chance we will ever get back together. So tonight, I go over to my mom's place because she's hosting family for Christmas Eve. I'm there for a bit talking with my aunts and uncles and cousins when the doorbell rings, and I can see it's Sarah through the dinner table window. Or the dining room window. I ask, what the fuck is going on? And my mom says she invited Sarah so we can work this out in the spirit of the holidays. Like it's a fucking Hallmark special. I'm pissed now because the only way to explain my side of the story is to tell everyone I was cheated on. Complete humiliation in front of my whole family. So if my mom goes to...
Why is it humiliating? I don't understand that.
It's...
He didn't do anything here.
Well, no, but if no one knows about it...
Oh, I'm sorry,
it has
continue.
to be dragged out. You know, that's kind of what it is. In front of my home family. So my mom goes to the front door, I go to the bathroom. Mom starts knocking at the door, saying that I need to come out and talk to my ex like an adult. I say, fuck it, kick out the window screen, get my car, and go home.
That's dumb.
Really? It's not done. My
Like,
mom...
yeah, man the fuck up and be like, listen, I broke up with this person because they cheated on me.
My mom...
Why would I want to fix that?
My mom called a short while ago saying she's cutting ties with me over my behavior. What the fuck? She's really fixated on me jumping out of a window. And that Sarah will always be like a child to her. My sister called me after to read me out for ruining Christmas. I broke down and told her that Sarah cheated on me, which is why I dumped her and didn't want to see her under any circumstances. She called me an asshole who was lying to cover for myself. Am I really in the wrong? No. Jump out that fucking window.
Yeah, I think it's cut off ties with your mom too, because your mom just wants to have a daughter, in my opinion.
He has a sister.
No, yeah, but that's it's like she likes her and that's why this is a thing.
You think it's an overreaction? Jump out that window? I said fuck.
Yes, I think that he should have manned up. He didn't do anything wrong.
Manned
He
up?
got cheated on, right?
I manned up by not being part of that conversation. Absolutely.
That's not man.
yeah.
Okay,
He's
I'm
being the
sorry.
bigger
He
person.
didn't cheat, right?
No.
It was her. There's a
Entirely
significant
her.
other that cheated, right?
So she
Okay.
is essentially lying
There
to
is
the mom.
absolutely nothing wrong with him being like, no, she cheated on me. I don't understand.
There isn't. But he
being
shouldn't
the
fucking
bigger
have to.
person.
He shouldn't.
And no, you can be the bigger person and just be like, hey, we're not going to talk about it. I just don't like that person. Yes, but if you're being backed into a corner by your parents or parent, then just be like, hey, listen, this is what happened. I have no interest in resparking something in
shouldn't have
there.
to,
This
though.
person hurt me.
He shouldn't have to. He should
It's
absolutely
Shouldn't have to, but is in a situation where he is.
Nah, he isn't,
he's
though.
putting up
That
these.
window's breakable.
Yeah, but if his parents are pushing him this much and will not drop the subject no matter what, then he needs to drop his parents. Because obviously they're on the wrong side.
Well, they don't know. They see, all they see is that their son is self-jeopardizing, okay? And I can understand that, because all they see is the woman he planned to marry for 4 years, suddenly out of the blue, no reason. Oh, well, maybe he just is...
Also,
Okay,
fuck
so
her
his-
for not telling
That's
the
what-
mom,
That's
too.
what I'm fucking saying. She's a bitch for doing that. Like, almost...
Oh, that's fair. That's fair, Bishop. That's fair. You got me
Honestly,
uncussed on that one. That was
Yeah.
quick, too.
I think we get him
Then-
sometime.
He needs to explain the situation
He sh-
and then say, if you guys still support her, then I'm not talking to you.
Yeah, exactly. Cut ties.
I don't think he needs to fucking explain the situation. It's his fucking relationship, and his
But
parents
it's
need
his
to
No,
know
no,
that.
and
It's
Yeah.
his
I
parents.
agree. But your parents will always have a place in your life, and will always have an opinion on what you're doing. That's just what parents do. Okay, so he can man up and just be like, "Hey, this is what happened." I don't
Stop
understand.
saying man up.
I'm in. No, because he does. He's being a child. He needs to grow up.
What if
Bad things happen in life. He had something bad happen to him. It hurts. I get it, but that has nothing to do with anything he did. She did it to him.
I just, at the time, that's a solution. It's absolutely. You
Running out a window is never
yes,
the
it
solution.
fucking is. Yes,
no,
it is.
it's not.
I don't think I can budge on this.
We're gonna have to agree to disagree because running out of a window is not the answer.
Absolute.
From my point of view, explain the situation to the
Somebody
family.
say,
They
"Hey,
still
Fitz."
say they
Where's Fitz?
on her side, then he can just cut them off and that'll be it. But he does need an adult
did cut
and
her off.
man up.
The fact that the mom and the ex are still talking is fucking bizarre. Like
Well,
that's
what I'm-
psychotic
but
that
Brett,
you would maintain
Oh,
contact.
he's in my cape.
This is
Sorry.
what I mean. He needs to set boundaries with his parents. If they don't respect the boundaries, then he cuts them off, and that's that. That is manning up, okay? Like, he needs to man up and grow up and set boundaries. If they don't respect the boundaries, then that's it. But he does need to give them a chance and explain the situation, whether she does it or not, because it is his parents, not hers. So, it is
But
his
she's
situation
invading
to
his
tell him.
life.
But it doesn't matter. It's his parents. It's his familiar ties, not hers. So like he needs to tell them the situation and be like, "This is what's happening. This is why this is happening.
Close.
If you guys still have contact with her, because I don't want any contact, then that is your issue. But we're not going to have any contact from now on. But if you guys respect me as your child." And respect my wishes, then we can continue this relationship. Otherwise, I'm cutting off the relationship. The
think
blood's
the-
not thicker than water.
I think the bigger issue is the fact that to do anything you guys want him to do, he has to address the fact that something humiliating happened to him, and he doesn't want to do that, and he shouldn't have to.
Why is it humiliating?
Because he thinks
That
it
is somebody
It's his personal
somebody
thing.
that was in a relationship with you chose that they were going to leave the relationship by going and fucking somebody or going out with other people. That is a decision that somebody made outside of you. That's not something to be embarrassed about. That's like somebody that you trusted did something stupid. People are people. It happens. Like you
I can
can't
see-
I don't
where
don't
it's
see the embarrassment.
I
I
can see
don't.
'cause what
But
your
you're
spouse
you.
does
This is
reflects
him.
on you.
And I think as a fucking stranger, they're entitled to be able to safeguard something they find embarrassing. People are allowed to have fucking secrets.
Not to the extent of jumping out of a window. though.
Absolutely jump out the window. Are you out of your?
No,
I will
no.
never give you that. All you
No.
need- No.
Listen, if you can't have the balls to talk to your parents because they're overstepping, something's wrong. Jumping out of a window because your parents are putting you in a bad situation is so dumb. Just be like, listen, I'm leaving. Walk out the door like a fucking man. Like, what is that? Have respect for yourself.
Keep saying like a man. Admit you got cucked. Be a man.
No, it's not getting. Listen, somebody else made that decision.
Mhm.
That person should be ashamed.
They aren't though.
That's the person that should be embarrassed.
No, I get that.
All in all, I think we're gonna
It's a
close out
mixed
with.
feeling.
I think we're gonna close out with this. If you are faced with the decision whether you need to face something, you should own up and face it eventually. However, jumping out windows is cool, and I think that Zero needs to own up.
Jumping out of windows is cool, but you shouldn't be doing it to
At a
get
certain
away from your
age.
problem.
Do a John
Has
Woo
there-
dive, everybody. Do a John Woo dive
Do a
right
flip.
out that window, and tell your parents later because fuck that bitch for showing up in person. Go talk to your parents about it. You're right, but maybe now's not the time.
Get some help.
You just stop. Get some help. Talk to your parents.
Man the
fuck that
fuck
bitch.
up.
She's crazy. She showed up to your parents' house. Fuck that lady. All right. She sucks. Do you guys have anything to say in
Sucks.
closing?
No, that's
Appreciate
all I
everyone
got.
being
Who
here,
got voice band?
watching,
I did
and putting up
voice
with
band?
that bullshit.
Who got voice man? Was it me? Can't tell from here.
I don't
Might
know,
have
but
been.
I appreciate everyone watching
Oh, it was
on
me.
Hey,
Zero and
what's
Red
up?
Discord, Twitches. So, yeah.
Yeah, Panda's trying to. It's
I'm
the
trying
end
to
of the
close
stream,
it out for both
and
of you.
Panda's trying to close out for you because you just said, "Hey, does anybody want to say anything else?" And then you immediately started talking over Panda.
I'm trying to close it out. And I get distracted. I
Thank you,
appreciate
Chaos.
everyone watching on both Zero
I
and
appreciate you.
Red's Twitch today, putting up with that bullshit, and also hearing the stories. If you guys have opinions, please send it. And thank you for participating.
Damn, Catmac flat out said your opinion's wrong. Catmac chose violence today. I'm doing alright. How are you doing? Did you get your streamer bot working or mix up bot working? I know you said yesterday you did, but you were testing it, so. Streamer bot working or mix up bot working? And yeah, we're gonna be wrapping it up here, right? I'm gonna find somebody I can throw up to raid real quick. Or just raid into me real quick since you're done. Just waking up and you did it, now they can shut down your stream. Oh god. The best 10,000 channel points ever spent. Oh wow.
Okie dokie.
Thank you for joining us, Panda.
I'm trying to get fucking Ascended to work because it keeps like when I load the game, not to load the game, but like after I add the mods and then go to start up a map, it says
It's
error.
gotta be
So
that
I'm
way.
viewing integrity of the files.
Gotcha. Do they get a lot of 20s to do it? They'll get it. Don't ever doubt that. They'll get it. I don't like being on webcam. Like it's never been a thing that I liked. And I was just like, oh cool. I'll put up like a ridiculously high channel point goal to get, and it was done in an hour. Don't ever. They'll get them. Ridiculously high channel point goal to get. Pretty sure that was supposed to spawn things. I hear the raid sound, but I don't see the